it, challenge. Don't you dare, ref. That's he got the ball.
Yes, everybody, welcome back again. Hopefully it works this time. Computer completely crashed on me. I'm at my wit's end at this stage, but hopefully the Spurs fans that are in the Netherlands crowd, that hopefully been enjoying themselves, getting pumped up for this one. We're seeing the AZ fans getting themselves pumped up for this. We're about 5 minutes away here from kickoff. Meant to go live about 30 minutes earlier. Apologies about that, everybody. Do appreciate, though, you guys waiting in the background, trying to make sense of whatever's going on, but hopefully you guys can hear us okay. And I did read aloud the lineups, I think, before everything crashed. So you at least know it by now, or at least probably have a vague idea of what sort of Spurs team is going to be out on the pitch tonight. Dave, AZ fans getting themselves pumped up there. Quite pathetic, really, because as you seem to think, we're going to be smashing them 3-0 tonight. So they're going to be throwing those guys onto the pitch.
Well, no, look, it's just my expectations, If we really want to be taken seriously between now and the end of the competition, we have to make light work of these. You go and look at what Arsenal done against PSV, 7-1, put 7 by one of the best teams in the Dutch league. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to show a bit of class here tonight as well and, play these off the park the first leg. That's just my opinion. Now, look, I'm also weary of some of the capitulations we've had in Europe in seasons gone by. On our day, we can't be beaten by anybody. And the problem we've got now is it doesn't matter whether you're playing Tamworth, AZ Alkmaar, fucking Karabag or anybody else. It really doesn't matter. They fancy beating Tottenham. And the only way of putting that right and making them be more fearful coming up against us the next time is by going out there, stunning them and playing them off the park. Now, in terms of this atmosphere tonight, the one out in Vitesse Arnhem really affected us so much so Ben Davies had to let us all know. It's pathetic. This atmosphere better not get to them tonight. You expect this anywhere you go across Europe. Any football, you even look at the Premier League, some of the atmospheres in the Premier League, anywhere you expect atmospheres. It should be no surprise to these guys. I want to see us go for their throat from kickoff. I don't want to give the AZ Alkmaar any time to be able to get into it. I want to go straight for them. It's great to see Mickey van de Ven back on the bench as well. I am a little bit concerned, though, with Brennan Johnson and Tell up front. For me, it's a forward line that doesn't work, Jack. We've seen that sort of to a large degree. Tell doesn't work up front. We've seen that against against Ipswich and Man City. And for me, Brennan Johnson, if he doesn't offer that poacher role off the wing, which you should never have a poacher on the wing in the first place, he largely becomes irrelevant. So I want a massive game from him tonight. But also, Madison, no Kulusevski tonight. We need that creativity from midfield. It's all on him tonight. He needs to step up and deliver a big performance. A Jed Spence debut in Europe, which I'm absolutely buzzing about as well, Jack. I think he'll surprise many people. I think he's going to be up for it tonight. I would actually maybe think he could probably even sneak a goal tonight. He's worked hard for this moment. This is his moment to shine now. Put himself on the European stage. So I'm excited to see what Spence can do. Let's bloody go and pump for this. It's a meaningful game. All of our eggs are in this basket. We're the bookies' favourites. Spurs fans have fancied this one since the start of the season. Now's the time to put up or shut up. Let's go.
And there's very serious-looking Spurs players, lining up here. They're in the beautiful tracksuit kits. Sonny as well, staring off into the crowd. Referee's got a cheap smirk on his face. I'm not too sure if I'm confident by that, looking at him there. But thanks,
he's probably being paid a hefty corruption fee, Jack.
Probably spent a night out in Amsterdam, and now he's being held out in Alkmaar, for a nice little timeout. But Troy Parrott, as well. Hopefully we can remind him of what he's missing over at Tottenham Hotspur. But I'm just going to get to some lovely people in the house. Ribsy joined us earlier. Thanks, Ribsy. Andrew Spurs saying, come on, you Spurs, all the eggs in one basket. Let's get a win today. Yeah. Exactly right. Eugene S.
Big up, Eugene.
Renewing his fan show membership. Thank you very much, Eugene. Appreciate you, sir. He's saying, big up, boys. Finally, a meaningful game. Yeah, that's true, in a sense. He's also saying, just get me a win. I'll take any score. I sort of said that on Twitter the other day, Eugene. Someone tweeted something like, when's the last, truly world-class player, played at Spurs? No one's getting me off my seat anymore. And I said, to be honest, what would get me off my seat is just starting to win games again. That's what gets me off my seat. Brett Loft, good to see you in the house. Dan Davenport as well. DB saying, Houston, we had a problem. Yeah, hopefully not any more problems after this DB. Dark Sun G, apologies from earlier, my man. I think you sent in a super chat. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it, even in sort of the records of the ones that have come in. But he did send in a comment just now saying, come on, you Spurs, let's win today. Hope to see Wilson, Son, and Dom's goals today.
Yeah.
All those guys would be, except for Sonny, coming off the bench, Dark Sun G. Definitely plenty of impact subs. Odebear, I would love to see some more minutes of. I thought he was really, really fun to watch against Man City. I love Dominic Solanke. Can't wait to see that guy back on the pitch. And with Sonny, like I brought up earlier, man, like Mikey Moore caused this team plenty of problems. And you'd like to think that Mikey Moore and Sonny, to a degree, are quite similar in style, right? Where they're guys that like to run at their fullback, very, very creative players, very intelligent players as well. And I just think, hopefully Sonny can just provide something a bit similar to what you get with what Mikey Moore had on that left side against.
Just why you brought up Mikey Moore, I think it would be wise for Ange Postecoglou to get him involved off the bench this evening. I think if he doesn't, he's missing a trick. Mikey Moore will strike fear into them as soon as he comes on. So I want to see Postecoglou recognise what he done from the last game and give him his opportunity tonight and sort of capitalise on that, because sometimes, players, you see streaks that players go on against, scoring against other teams. Sometimes they just have a knack against teams. For me, I want to see Mikey Moore off the bench tonight at some point.
100%. MV Joker Davis is joining us. Brecon is in the house. Member for 4 months. Flat Cap member. Let's go get a win. Boys. Brecon. Big up to you, sir. 4 months as well. Shemi Tan. Hey, Jack and Dave. Come on, you Spurs. No swim cap today, Shemi Tan. It sounds like you weren't a fan of the swim cap, so I bet you're happy to see it. I'm just going, normal style. Just going to see if Spurs can get us the win tonight, sir. Kulusevski Football, good to see you. Skunky Works saying, to answer that concern, Dave, Sunday Matters just simply need to step up. Yeah, need the big players tonight to step up for us. Tala Ahmed, good to see you in the house, Tala. Really
big up,
appreciate
Tala.
you, sir. And we're about to get kicked off, so feel free to sync up with us.
Oh, when the Spurs go marching in. Come on, let's have it.
We've just gone live and syncing up, so please, everybody, feel free to do so. Really appreciate you all.
Danzo's that left-sided centre-back again, it looks like. Come on. Let's go. Straight at them. Tottenham throw in early. Jeez, the cameraman's loving this manager, isn't he? Danzo moves it into Matters. Oh no, Madison tries to get out Spence. He can't. Alkmaar comes on the press, win the ball back. Madison wins it back and wins a free kick. Well done, Madison. Brilliant. We need a massive game from James Maddison, especially with him being, saying that he's had talks with Tuchel about potentially getting back in the England squad and that. He needs a massive couple of games for Tottenham. Danzo just clears his lines. We're already succumbing to AZ Alkmaar's pressure here.
I think I also forgot to change the stream settings, so now there's probably a huge gap between, ourselves and the actual game going on. I think I forgot to change that setting.
Bergval. Back to Alkmaar. Alkmaar moves it out wide. He's got the fullback on the overlap. Chooses to cut inside. Classy. He's a good little player. Now Tottenham trying to get on the press. See if we can get any joy here. Force them under a bit of pressure. Right now they're looking good in possession. That's brilliant from Jed Spence. That's bloody brilliant pressure from Spence. Can't turn it over though. Poku does well to hold on to it. Now AZ Alkmaar are going to try and come down our right-hand side. Successful ball in behind. Can Archie Gray get there? He does. That's absolutely brilliant defending from the kid. Oh, Annie Skins try Parrott. Does a 1-2 with a dog. He tries to play out. Can we get Tel across? No, we can't. Bergval picks it up. Come on, can he spray that? Madison slowing it down a little. Bentancur. Spence on the ball. Into Johnson. Back to Spence. This is good football. Good footwork by Spence. Spurs looking decent in possession here today so far. Doggy. Let's just not give away any stupid possession here. Let's try and create something. We need a goal for Jacko. Cheer him up. It's all right, lad. It happens. We do so. We've done nearly 50 games this year, if not more, lad. Teams are bound to go wrong over the 50 games. The fact that we've done 95% of them very, very successfully is credit, lad. So keep the head up. Spence tries to get across the fence. Vicario, I think, in the end, or does it? Danzo comes across. Troy Parrott nearly scores against Tottenham Hotspur. It's a good ball into the box from the fullback here. That's twice now they doubled up down that side. He's onside as well. think Parrott just misses it. Wow, we got away with one there, everyone. There's definitely danger there, that's for sure. Vicario. Out to Archie. Into Spence. He's under a lot of pressure here. Does well to turn classy there. Picks up a free kick. Brilliant from Jed Spence. This is going to be a common theme, guys, of AZ Alkmaar looking to get pressure on us. This is what they do at home. And they do it very, very successfully. We were expecting this. Now it's just about, can we calm ourselves and try and play our way through it now. Bentancur moves it on to Danzo. Rhythm is a Danzo. Good touch there. Tell. What's he doing back there in the CDM role? Bergvall picks it up. Gets it out to Brennan Johnson. He's looking to go direct into Spence. Back to Johnson. This is good football by Tottenham. Into Bentancur. Back to Bergvall. Can we play that pass in between that tight block there? No, Bergvall loses out. It's a free kick out. Lynn Down Under says, Vic is a legend. Yeah, I really like Vic. Big up John Bostich as well. Great to see you. Skunkworks, good to see you. Keep sideways and backwards. Jimmy Hotspur, need to put the cap back on, Jack. Lauren Deb says, I don't like Tell with Johnson. Lisa says, stupid. That was. Is there a break and play for? My God, this player's really milking that. Bergvall barely touched him. Scraped the top of his boot. AZ Alkmaar started well, though, people out there. Started very well. Oh, my God. Give this guy an Oscar. He's really getting in within season, isn't he? Fucking hell, he's milking that. All Bergvall done was graze him. Just a little kiss, let him know he's there. Can we go on with the game now, ref? This is getting boring.
Yeah, no, King Huddle, I'm sorry, man. I fucked that up.
Lando Norris.
I fucked it up.
You could bear with us, though, King Huddle. No sympathy there from King Huddle anyway, Jack. King, Jack's already beat himself up over it, my man. Take it easy. Bentancur moves that ball out to Archie. Oh, Bergvall, can he get turned there? He's under a lot of pressure into Spence. Seems to be a common theme here. They're getting old. We need to start moving that ball quicker. Bentancur, good back heel into Bergvall. Can he get that out to the left back? Yes, he does. Down to Destiny. Can we get Son into space here now, Destiny, please? Nice and early. Son moves it back to Madison. Can he get his head up? Alkmaar get bodies back behind the ball very, very quickly. Madison in possession. Good ball into Matisse Tell, who drops deep for it. I'm not sure what that was, but it's not a bad ball out to Brennan Johnson in the end. He takes it down. Plays it back to Spence. Johnson again. Plays a simple ball to Spence. Play Tell there. Spence gets turned. Can he create something? Where's the movement? Oh, referee, not again. Oh, my God. This guy, Lando, please. Is this Lando Norris? Put him in the F1 track, for fuck's sake. My God, he is ripping the absolute piss out of this. Come on, ref. Get him off. Get him off. Yeah, we're not too penetrating at the minute. We're sort of just finding our way in. We don't want to give away any sloppy ball and let them hit us on the counter. Skunkwork says Rangers are 1 up already. Wow. Limby Down Under says nothing to be worried about. Expecting them to start like this. Ribsy85 says, well, you got your wish there, Davey. Skunkwork says, get this clown off. What's my wish? Oh, he's off. Oh, yeah, he's gone down the tunnel. Just seeing that now. Big up, Rimsey. Benticore. Doggy into Madison. See, Madison. Oh, Madison, don't start rolling around, please. We don't need to give this ref an opportunity to stop the game. Sonny. Back to Benticore. Come on, get it. You'll be fine. Good ball by Archie down into Johnson. Looks to cut inside. Plays so safe again. Please stop playing safe. Spence. I'll give it to Alkmaar. They are blocking up a lot of the spaces centrally very, very nicely. And they are moving side to side with great efficiency as a team. They are making it hard for us to play through. This is where we've got to start trying to play some of these penetrating balls, though. We can't keep knocking it across in front of them. Archie Gray. Onto Jedi. Come on, skin him. He's useless. He's half your ability. And Johnson has to run it all the way back to the fucking centre back. Please. Danzo. Destiny. Sonny. At least he tries to play around them. Doggy. Back to Danzo. So we're not really causing AZ Alkmaar too much trouble in possession, really. It's a bit of a problem. It's making it easy for them. And that's another hit pass from Danzo. AZ Alkmaar out on the break. And this is the problem if you don't want to take the risks. It's gone in behind Archie Gray. He does enough to flick it away. Can Jed Spence hold him up? Oh, he goes on the outside of Jed Spence. He gets a shot across. It's right across the 6-yard box. See, that's what happens when you play safe. You know, across your back line, you're susceptible to risk like that. I'd rather us take the risk in the final third when we have the ball up there. Oh, he's rolling. This another guy rolling around. Is this going to be a common theme this game, guys? Stephen, the owner says, Ower says that was close. That was very close. Too close for comfort. Ball says it's far too negative. In possession, it is. You know, this is the thing. All we're doing is passing it side to side. We're basically playing into their hands. That's what they worked on all week. If you don't win the ball pressing them high, get back into a good shape, move side to side. And we're just playing into their hands. And then eventually they just wait for us to have that one moment in lapse in concentration and pounce on it. That's why when the ball's in the final third, the only way of beating a team like this convincingly is by popping balls in behind, popping balls into feet, intricate 1-2s, not playing it safe and coming back all the time. Oh, Madison, well done to Benticore. Back to Danzo. Oh, that's brilliant from Danzo. We are struggling here. Madison keeps it in. Matista holds it up. Flicks it onto Burt. Oh, he doesn't. He flicks it onto himself. Archie Gray. Onto Jed Spence. Come on, open the body. Let's go forward now. 11 minutes in, we haven't even had a shot. Everything's just so slow and predictable. Come on, Spurs. Doggy moves it into Son. He's forced backwards. Benticore tries to play it over the top. Doesn't work out. It's cleared. Can we pick it up? Benticore tries. Come on, get pressure on that, Johnson. Well done. It's more like it. Let's turn that over. Destiny takes it down. K32 says we're playing with no ambition at the minute. Scott Einham says let's do this. Big up, Scotty. Skunkworth says it feels like we're playing for a draw. We better not be. Great. What's your thoughts on the opening 11 minutes, Jacko? AZ Alkmaar free kick. Can you hear me, Jacko?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the opening 11, 12 minutes?
I don't know. I'm real knowing it's just going to fuck up again this stream. It's going to crash any moment. Fucked up everything. Ball in... Huh? I fucked up everything.
Oh, you haven't. It's all right. It's all right, lad. We're watching the game. What's done is done now, lad. You park it. Enjoy the game. punish yourself for dinner, Jack. Have something like small, like a salad or something. No meat for you tonight or something, if that's what you want to do. Try and enjoy the game, though. We're here now. We're watching it. Oh, get stuck. Well done, a doggy. Ref, that's a free out. He's giving them a throw, and I don't believe it. We're just not allowed to make any challenges at all. Come on, Johnson, get after that. Go on, Tell. Now you, Sonny. Good pressure. Oh, Danzo, good header. Can Destiny take it down, Destiny? Loads of time. He just panics and flicks it on to nobody. Gives possession straight back to them. Archie Gray tries to rob it. That's brilliant from Archie Gray. What can he do? Go on, have it, kid. Slows down, waits for Brennan Johnson. It's not an accurate pass. Can Johnson get there? No, he can't. For fuck's sake. Oh, come on, Tottenham. We're better than this. 14 minutes in, and we haven't even looked like breaking them down yet. Oh. Tell. Back to Johnson. Johnson tries at least. He takes on the ball. Takes on one. Takes on two. Gives it off to Madison. Madison goes to crack one. It's deflected. Straight into Owusu's hands. It's better from Tottenham, though. A bit more livelier. AZ Alkmaar just popping it around. Can we get pressure on them here? Come on, Spurs. Barely laying a glove on them. 16 minutes in. They've got 4 players forward right on our back line here. Oh, well done, Bentacore. Nicks that. Oh, just over hit on Madison. Now they're going to get the overlap down the right-hand side here. Don't let them cross it, Spence. Well done. Gets out there. Closes it down. Is this an AstroTurf they're playing on, by the way? Did I just see them rubber pellets come up behind Spence? It's an AstroTurf. That's probably why we look sluggish and we're struggling.
No, I think it is grass. You would think they would have grass in Netherlands.
It looked like AstroTurf there to me for a minute.
Not necessarily in the best of shape. Oh, no. Oh, no.
For fuck's sake. Oh no. My God. I don't want to hear any more bitching and moaning. You've had possession and done nothing with it. Fuck's sake. Oh, my God. Tottenham Hotspur, man. You're just going to have to put it out of the back of your head, Bergval, and go again. Jesus Christ. It's one thing after another with this football club. Oh, it's just sloppy, really, from Bergval. Still, though, it's just one thing after another with this fucking football. To be honest with you, I actually hope this actually fucking wakes them up, because in possession we've been shit. We've been absolutely shit in possession. We've done absolutely nothing with it. We've barely tested their goalkeeper. You know, everyone's sitting there lethargic, looking tired, you know, barely moving in possession. Everyone wants to play it safe. Hopefully this fucking wakes them up now. See a bit of urgency. It's disgusting that we even have to wait till we go 1 down to see it.
Could you say that, I don't know, I don't think you can blame Jed Spence, but it seemed like maybe if he just, I think anybody would have gone to try to save that off the line, but I guess Vicario thought he was going to save it. I don't even know. I'm not blaming Jed. It seemed like Vicario potentially could have gotten there if there was maybe no one there to try to save it off the line. Maybe Vicario would have gotten to it. It's not Jed Spence's fault, though, at the end of the day.
It's not even Bergval's fault to a degree. These things happen, you know. It happens. You can miss kick a ball from time to time. It's just we seem to just do it so many times, though.
Just
but
looked
honestly,
like they got in each other's way.
But honestly, we've created our own problems. You know, in possession, we don't want to use it at all.
Yeah.
You know, we've been absolutely useless. So, you know, we're bound to leave the door open for them. If you're not going to use possession wisely and look to pin them back and try and create chances, then you're leaving them with no fear. So, you know, in a way, we sort of deserve that. To be fair, not good enough. Hopefully, it wakes them up now. Hopefully, we see a solid response. This will be a good test of the mentality now. It's always us, man. Oh, it's going to be another long evening of disappointment because we don't have a great track record of coming back in games either once we concede first. Benticore into Bergval. Now get Turn to make up for it, kid.
Find Johnson.
Come on. Out to Sonny. We're so predictable. We're so predictable. No one wants to pass to him. Good ball in behind. But Dougie tries to pull it back. It's fucking gone out for a goal kick. Jesus Christ. Even going forward, we're so shit. Bergval took the wrong pass there anyway. It doesn't always have to go to Son. Tell's made a run, Johnson's made a run, and he's pulled it back in behind Son. It's not good enough. Moondog says, same crap, I'm sick of this rubbish. I think we're all getting to that point now, Moondog, quite frank. I think we're all starting to just get bored, fed up. It's the same shit, different day. It's disgusting. Get the ball out of your feet, Adogi. We're so weak. Yeah, let it go. That's it. Let the centre-back take 6 touches and get a pass through the middle. Release it, Bergval.
Out wide to Sonny.
Oh, my God. No, you're right. Bollock him. You want it when you're running. You don't want it when you're standing there static. You want it ahead of you. He doesn't need to dribble the ball to you. You're correct, son.
Parrott's coming off?
I think it's just a bit of blood. I think he'd have to go off and get it treated too.
It was Parrott and made contact with the cross. Left alone at the back post.
Oh, it's just a comedy of errors. You're right there. Even between Vicario
I feel bad for
one
Jed
of them's got to
Spence.
scream.
I think Jed Spence, anybody would look to clear that. It's just he didn't. And then Vicario, I just wonder if there was.
But if Vicario thinks he can get there, then he needs to scream at Spence to move out of the way.
Maybe. It's just, I think it's that thing where you then just trust him, I guess, to clear it. And I guess he couldn't. I don't blame anybody, really.
Can we start moving?
Unfortunate.
We just start moving away by purpose. There we go. Come on, Johnson, please.
Oof.
Danzo. Yeah, let's just bring. Oh, well done, Danzo.
Nice cross as well. Does well.
Lay it off. Oh, Spence.
Wrong option, I feel like.
Johnson. Don't you dare look for that back. Oh, it's better, though. It is better. Why can we do that when the game is 0-0?
Good play from Kevin Danzo.
Yeah, it's great play from Kevin Danzo. I thought for a minute he was going to run the ball right to Son, and I'm just like, stop bringing players towards him. And then he just took it on himself. It's good play. Oh, no. They get the flick on. Can Archie Gray hold him up? Well done, Gray. We can't even lay a glove on them when they're in possession. We can't get close to them. They're just popping about like the Real Madrid.
Oh no, they've just
Look at
sliced
this.
through
It's
us
so
here. They're
easy. We
slicing
can't
through
get
us.
anywhere
Troy
near them.
Parrott. Oh no, Poku.
It's embarrassing. We can't get anywhere near them in possession. They are popping it around like they're Barcelona. It's disgusting. Fuck me. Football ain't hard. Go after them with a bit of intensity. You're making Troy Parrott look good. Look how easy that is. It's embarrassing. Where's the pride? Stop turning backwards into the fucking press. When they pass it to you, get on the half turn and move forward. You're sucking, you're playing right into their hands. Please start doing the smart, intelligent things here. I'm going to lose my mind what I'm seeing. I am losing my mind. He gives the ball to a doggy, and the doggy goes, you know what I'll do? I'll turn straight back into the press. On the half turn, go forward. They want you to turn back. What does he not understand?
Moondog saying, told players coming back. We were told players coming back we would get better. Really? Question mark.
Yep.
No excuses, really, Moondog, for anybody. Manager, players, everybody.
Yeah. Well, like, this was the big thing, you know, and this is what I do think Andrew's a point.
So regardless, like, it's AZ Alkmaar. Like, you can't lose to these. You just can't.
No. Well, like, the thing is, Andrew and the players have a point to prove here, especially Ange Postecoglou, who's always said, when our players come back, it'll be different. You know, and look, I'm not being funny. I'm looking at it. It doesn't look any different.
Well done, Bentancur.
Oh, my God. He's still coming out with it. This is getting embarrassing now.
No.
Oh, my God. How are they able to produce that football and we can't? Oh, my God. It's just a poor clearance from Johnson.
Yeah, they're just slicing through us.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a long evening. This is going to be a fucking hell of an evening. They're just slicing us open at will. It's an embarrassment. Oh, Moondog, the pain, my man, the pain. Good up, big up Woodsy as well. Good to see you. The Big D member for 14 months, going a goal down, has seemed to have woken us up. But this is the problem, though, Big D. Why do we have to wait till we go a goal down? You know, why can't we wake up and kneel on and press the issue? Matisse Tal, can he get out his feet? Let's see what the Wonder Kid can do now. Fuck me, Jesus, he's worse than Johnson. Oh, my God, that is pathetic.
He just got eaten up.
He's supposed to be a wonder boy. They don't even look like they care what they're doing. Look at even the press. Son and Johnson are jogging there. The midfield don't get anywhere near up behind them. It's so disorganised. We've already lost. We haven't a clue what we're doing. We are absolutely rattled. We are at 6s and 7s. If they go for us, they can get 2 and 3 here very, very quickly. We need to wake up and sharpen up here. Look at that. No one knows who's pressing. It's all jogging about. And this is some of these players spoke about wanting to win trophies at the start of the season. You're fucking far from it. If I see one more backward pass when we're 1-0 down, I'm going to lose my shit. I am going to lose it.
King Huddle saying, I can't name one player who's excelled so far. Yeah, hard to say anybody that's been playing well. Jet Spence maybe is trying things. Bergvall has been trying. Oh, my God. That was Johnson's first touch. 5 feet in front of him. Out for a corner. Big D saying games like this will make you realize how much we miss the focal point of Solanke. This is very disappointing. We really need to lift this performance. I just wonder, Big D, though, like we were told by Ange, like they were all available. So I'm not sure if this is either he just didn't tell us the whole story or he wanted to try to reward players that have gotten us up to this point. Again, I'm only speculating and I have no answers for that, but that's kind of the thinking here is like, you know, why is it that, you know, maybe all of a sudden, you know, like why are there players that, you know, we were told would be available for this game just all of a sudden aren't?
See, the thing is for me, right, I agree we look better with Solanke because he's willing to go and press, you know, he's really willing to run his nuts off. But I'd argue we don't look any better in possession. You know, we've looked crap in possession all season long.
Yeah, that doesn't make a big difference. That's not, yeah, I think you're right.
In terms of on the press, I think Solanke makes a huge difference. People will follow his lead naturally. Tell's doing it half-heartedly, but in possession, unlucky. It doesn't really make a difference, to be quite frank. You know, there's when we're in this sort of form, we are absolutely dog shit. We are absolutely useless. No one can do anything. Son can't beat his man. Johnson can't beat his man. Can barely string 2 passes together. Again, I hate to say it, but we don't have a team or anyone out there that can correct these things mid-game. This is going to be like this till half-time. Too many times I've seen it this season or under Ange, where we have to wait for half-time to see a reaction. And even then, the reaction isn't even always great. Well done, Bergvall. Ref, can we get a free kick on him at some time, please?
Don't foul.
Oh, my Lord. He's standing between 3 Spurs players, and he still comes out with the ball. Oh, but big up the Big D. It's going to be one long, stressful evening. Strap yourself in, man. We've also got Futures Bright, Futures Lily White. Come on, you Spurs member for 9 months. Big yourself up, my man. Really appreciate the support as well. It says sideways, sideways, back, sideways, sideways, back, sideways. I know it's so boring. It is so boring. Futures Bright, you're absolutely spot on there. It's so predictable. And the thing is, that's what they've worked on all week. Just move side to side, bit of effort, block up the gaps. Tottenham don't have the answers. We've seen it time and time again this season. That's better from Tell. And then Bergvall, that's a good ball out. Come on, Sonny. You're an experienced international player now. Let's see what you got. Oh my fucking God.
It's a good ball from Bergvall.
It's better from Bergvall. And big up Danny Darko Spurs as well. Welcome back to Flat Cap. Big up, my man. Good to see you. Hopefully you're keeping well. Oh no, they're in here again.
Troy Parrott.
I don't believe it. Vicario, you bloody legend. You bloody legend. He's onside as well.
That's a world-class save.
He's timed to run brilliantly.
That's a world-class save from Vicario. He was onside.
Yeah.
That's a one-on-one world-class save.
Midfield, where's Bentancur there? That's shocking.
Danzo's keeping him on as well.
What a save from Vicario.
He reads him, I think. I think he reads him. Yeah, he reads him. He dove the way he knew he was. Wow, that's world-class from Vicario. He knew where he was going. He read his eyes. He read his body. Vicario had to do that as well. He had to guess where he was going to go.
It's an in-swinger. Oh my God, it just keeps coming back.
That's 2-0 right there.
Oh, we are bloody useless. Come on, someone, please. Show a bit of guile. Show a bit of bollocks. Please, I'm begging you, someone. Ref, we'll have that free on Madison. Oh, my God.
And he's not even giving it.
Well, you did say you had that cheeky grin before the game.
Jerome saying, bloody hell, just woke up and 1-0 down, as always, crumbling under pressure.
Yeah. And that's that's literally what it is.
Ours had to come out to play, and we've not been able to match the levels, Jerome. But to be fair, like the way we're even playing, it looks very panicky. It looks very sort of anxious, loose touches. It just looks like nervy. Everybody looks nervy.
It just looks like they've been away for 8 days, to be quite frank, and that they've really took their foot off the gas, to be honest with you. No one's at it. This is a European fixture. This is what they've got to salvage their season. And this is the attitude they're coming out with. Well done, Madison. And that's about 5 free kicks on him, ref. Ref!
Well done,
Madison. That's a yellow. That's a yellow card. Pull out. Pull a card out, you bloody ass pocket.
One of them, man. Give a yellow card to at least one of them.
Oh, I mean, it's the same guy. He fouled him about 5 times.
Can't give a yellow card to any of them? That was a bit of a dive.
Oh, but big up, Jerome. Any bit of pressure they put on us, we crumble. No mentality, no bollocks. I'm sick of it. Hopefully Madison can step up with a beauty here. Although Son was taking free kicks in training, I believe.
I'd let Matters take it.
I would. And you know what? If they don't get this over the wall, I'd fucking let Vicario take the next one. Piss them all off. instead of standing there breathing on each other? Why can't they communicate about how getting each other going?
It's not a bad angle. It's not the best either. Makes it pretty easy for where the goalkeeper is going to go. But honestly, I'm still thinking of that save there. I mean, we could actually be 2-0 down right now.
Yeah. Madison's going to take it. Come on, James. Come on, James. Oh no, what have we done?
What
oh
is
my
this?
fucking
What
God.
is that?
Oh my God.
Is that something off the training ground? That was shocking.
We are useless. This
Was
is
that
so
something
hard.
off the training ground? That is
now they're
shocking.
screaming and crying at each other. For fuck's sake, my God, you are weak. You are all weak. Just implode on us. They're standing there crying at each other. You got it wrong. You got it wrong. You both fucking got it wrong. Get it right next time.
All matters.
What were they doing? Skiing with Basuma?
Oh my God, is that Bentancur? He's giving it away twice there. Come on, lad. There you go. Madison.
Oh, please.
Moondog, the tactics are a joke. I want Ange out. Everybody's going to be put under absolute microscope today, Moondog. But at the end of the day, man, you do have to be able to beat AZ no matter what. Like, it's just that the players on paper. And also, I mean, the funny thing is AZ Alkmaar are actually missing some of their best players.
Yeah.
Like we brought up in the pre-match build-up, they're missing, I'd say, 2 of their best attackers.
The players aren't up for it. You can tell they're all hiding in behind their players now.
Troy Parrott is fooling us.
You watch, right? Anytime AZ Alkmaar get a ball, they've always got a player available. 1-2, nice stick passing. When we get the ball, everyone's hiding behind a player. No one's coming to our players looking for it. They're all hiding and going within their shell now. They want to wait to get into half-time and be protected in the dressing room. Oh, such a weak mentality. Stand up to the battle on the pitch. This is disgraceful. This is absolute. And I can't believe, right, Son hits it out of Madison's path. I can't believe he has the audacity to turn around and complain to him like that when he fucked it up.
Players look very frustrated with each other as well, which is not a good sign, considering they're only 1-0 down. It's like they've already given up.
Yeah, I agree.
Anzo, nice. Udogi, take your space. Take your space. Well done.
Right, Son, get moving.
Madison plays to Sonny. Sonny out wide here.
Pass it back and let everyone get behind the ball, why don't you? Just allow every 11 men to get behind the ball. Go on, one more backward pass, the whole 11 behind the ball. Well done, Tottenham. You fucking geniuses. You dumbasses. All 11 men behind the ball because we want to keep going backwards. Disgraceful. You had the ball with Madison and Son and 5 of their players up the pitch, and we want to go back. We just want to make the job harder on ourselves. Let's get everyone behind the ball before we look to try and break them down.
Madison, nice. Bentancur struggling to get a hold of it, Bentancur. Madison, nice again. Oh my God.
Oh, holy shit, I'm done. I need a minute. I'm going to lose.
Bergvall is very nervous this game. Seems to the own goal has rattled him. Falling behind for Matisse Tell. I mean, it's Moondog. The thing is that defensively we look wide open, and then in possession we do not look nearly as good as Alkmaar do, which is a concern. Alkmaar are able to play 1-2s, playing nice first-time passing between themselves, options available for when they do receive it. Spurs, again, just sort of going through the motions of this sideways, backwards type of passing, but then also just sort of hoping and hitting. Good ball from Son into the box. No one there. Johnson gets a shot off.
Oh!
I think it took a deflection, didn't it? Well, if it didn't, then that's just poor hit.
They already look beaten out there. Look at them. Look at the facial expressions, the body, the body language. They already look beaten. They're waiting to get in at halftime and get instructions. Absolutely clueless. And don't you dare stand there with your arms folded for this 90 minutes either. Start showing a bit of passion and start rollicking.
Ryan Mason is talking more than he is.
He just needs to fucking unleash on them now. Let them know it's not good enough. Wake them up. Get the intensity going. Standing there with your arms fucking folded.
It's the same every game, says Moondog. I mean, Moondog, here's the thing, man. I can't take losing anymore, especially if it's going to be against a team like this.
Yeah.
I don't care whose fault it is.
And there's just no urgency to put it right either, though. There's no desire to put it right. We're just okay. It's just not our day. Just roll over. I'm sick of it.
Oh, and with how much I fucked up the stream and everything, Moondog, it'd be nice if Spurs could do me a favor and actually give me something to sort of, take my mind off of things. But they've, of course, not done that. They can't do me any favors.
I hate to say it, but we need to get Porro on at halftime and get Spence out at left back. Adogi's been absolutely shocking in possession down that side. And we need someone with Porro's passing ability. As much as he's a liability defensively, we need someone that can spray a ball 30 yards, not someone that can do the 5-yard backwards shit that I'm sitting here and watching. Bergvall also needs to come off. He is so rattled after that own goal. It's unbelievable. And I'd also take one of the wingers off and get Odegaard on or more on. Every time they get the ball, it's so negative. It's just backwards every single time. What's the point in going out wide with the ball? What is the point? Your wide man is supposed to be the guy that gets on the ball, beats his man, creates a bit of magic. Our wide men pass it back inside.
Johnson, nice. Fair ball.
Great pass backwards. Fantastic.
Well, his first touch has been genuinely concerning today. Every time Johnson's first touch has been about 3-4 feet in front of him at least. But he did hold on to it there at least. Woodsy Hotspur saying first time they've had 10 days to work ahead of a game and they still can't be asked. Yeah. I mean, that's where you do ask questions of the players, but you do have to ask questions of the tactics and the manager as well, because they've had plenty of time to drill down what they need to be doing in this game. And they look, again, pretty clueless, a lot of the players. Madison. See, even here, Madison is just pointing at players to run in different directions. Like, it's a team that doesn't look like they have any idea where they're supposed to be running, where they're supposed to be standing. Son should be making a run.
He doesn't want it tonight. Son does not want it tonight, Jack. He doesn't want it. Look when he's getting the ball. Even that tackle that comes in, he just flicks the ball away and jumps out of the way because he doesn't want the contact. He does not want it tonight.
Well, I don't even know why he's not making runs in behind here. He had an opportunity there, and he has an opportunity now, even. They're sagging off of him. He should be trying to make a diagonal across the back line. There's plenty of opportunities for him to sneak in behind that fullback. Johnson does well. Spoke too soon.
Oh, I must have been one horrible person in my previous life to deserve this.
Jack never asks Spurs for a favor, says Daniel.
Yeah, I've learned that. I learned that a long time ago, Danny boy. You know, the amount of times I've, on my birthday, pleaded. And they just, oh my God, it's a 2-on-1
Is he on? Are you serious? Oh my Lord, we are getting ransacked.
Oh my Lord.
We're lucky it's not 2-0, 3-0 down. That's, I can't believe I'm saying that. How on earth is Troy Parrott on sides there?
Are we literally just playing to try and keep the score at a minimum and take them to Tottenham Stadium?
They just pumped it long, and then Troy Parrott was, I mean, if it was a better ball, it would have been like actually in behind. That's insane. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. God. Someone put their foot through the ball. AZ Alkmaar want this so much more than us. Go. Just go. Just carry it, Cal. You're a wonder boy. Carry it.
Sonny, Sonny, please make a run, man. Please make a run. Dude, please just make a convincing run.
Did we literally just see Tell stand there on the ball and let all 11 AZ Alkmaar players get back?
I was when looking they only at the players off the ball. I wasn't paying attention to Tell, but no one was making a run off the ball.
No one making a run off the ball.
He should be driving at his players. Yeah, he should be driving at them.
You've literally just sat on the ball.
Johnson, well done. Johnson, Madison.
Oh, it's good defending.
I don't think Madison deserves any praise, but I would say he's been slightly better than the rest thus far. But I don't think it's saying much. At least, when we're talking about a guy actually trying to take players on, he's done that so far.
Ed Case says,
oh my God, how did that not go in the back of the net? It bounced off the post.
Ed Case says, Dave, does your missus grab a hotel room when the Spurs are playing? No, she just sits there and suffers, to be honest with you. Ed, I think everyone there else around me sits there and suffers too, to be honest. If I'm feeling it, everyone else is going to feel it. Oh, we're so bad. I literally can't believe I just watched Hell stand on the ball, watch 11 AZ Alkmaar players get back, and then our players walking to get up with them. I can't believe what I'm after watching. That is, like, where's the video analysis where he should be brought in the next morning and says, you never fucking do this again, where you allow 11 players to get behind the ball and then pass it backwards. Never again. I don't care who you are. It's 101. It's just 101. You just go for it. There's two, 3 players back there. Go for it. It's supposed to be this great wonder kid that everyone's telling me about. I mean, I'm not being funny. You could have kept Troy Parrott. He could have done that.
Moondog saying, Ange standing like a Muppet, Ange out,
Yeah.
Ange out, Ange out. I don't like the standing and saying nothing and just sort of folding the arms. I just think his body language is always very, very wrong, Moondog. But what's more concerning is you're seeing Ryan Mason looking more concerned than he is on the side. That's, oh my gosh, again, if some of these balls are even better by AZ, they would just be...
Oh my Lord. Oh no. Oh, fucking hell, Sonny, you are useless.
But yeah, Moondog, it's infuriating to see Ryan Mason, showing more concern behind him, yelling for him practically.
We're just standing there now.
Oh, no.
Johnson's just flicked the ball on, gave it away, and he's standing there like a twat.
And then Shawnee Maddox saying, this hasn't worked. Need to take Son off, Johnson off, Bergvall off, and bring on Mikey and Odebear, and perhaps Sar. The team selection was wrong, and the shape is terrible. The shape is completely all over the place, defensively and in possession. Son, Shawnee, he's showing no effort, no urgency of any kind. He's not making any runs off of the ball. He just stands there waiting for it and then just waits to pass it sideways. Good
what a ball from Spence.
Madison.
What a fucking ball from Spence. Oh, my God.
Was nearly done.
Shame it's on the... Jesus Christ, they're going to kill me, Tottenham. But it's a shame we had to wait 46 minutes and 20 seconds to see something like that. Sean, it's absolutely dreadful. The wingers, if they're going to pass back, pull both of them off. I'm looking at the game. Johnson doesn't want it. As soon as he gets the ball, he wants to pass back inside. And Sonny's not hungry enough. He doesn't want it either. And now we're making fouls on our own attacking set pieces. We are so naive and dumb as a team. We are so brain dead. Absolutely brain dead.
Yeah, but Sean, I think you're right. I think take the wingers off, and then you're right, man. The shape is both out of possession and in possession. It's just been shocking.
To be honest with
you, you're seeing Troy Parrott make simple runs in behind, and he's just clean through.
To be honest with you, Ange could make 11 changes right now. It's been fucking useless. Half-time. Thank God
no one has
for that.
Any idea.
It has been absolutely useless. Absolutely shocking from Tottenham Hotspur. Bergvall, you can still see that own goal playing on his head, which it shouldn't be. I mean, it's AZ Alkmaar. If we have a weak mentality where that's beating us up, we have absolutely no hope of coming back in this half. Absolutely none. From 1 to 11, it has been a performance that I'm actually taking offence to be quite frank, Jack. They've had 8 days off since their last game. Some of them chose to use it to go skiing, and I'm sure others went and done various activities and you can tell that they all have, because none of them have come out here with the right focus, the right application, or even the right mentality or desire for a European game. Now, all season long, we've been sitting there hearing, wait till we get back. Wait till we get players back. Things are going to be different. All at start of season, we want to win fucking trophies. And this is the shit that they turn up with for 45 minutes. All AZ Alkmaar have done is come and press us, and in possession, just nice one little touch, intricate passes and stuff like that, and absolutely rip us open. We can't even string 2 passes together and get out. And when we do get out, Johnson's passing it backwards and sideways. Son's passing it backwards and sideways. None of them want to go and beat their man on the outside, try and put a ball in. Tell, again, is though absolutely anonymous up there. What I seen from him on 42 minutes, where he stood there and allowed, on the ball, allowing all 11 players to get back, is absolutely brain dead. We make this game harder for ourselves. It's like we want to sit there and look how great we are. We can break down 11 people. I'm sorry, you fucking can't. So when they've got players up the pitch and we're running with the ball, run. Take that ball up the pitch. That's what AZ Alkmaar are doing. They're getting joy off it. Why can't we do it? Why do we have to pass it back and play the intricate tight passing every single time? I'm sorry. You've got to be more tuned in and show more smarts on the pitch as a player and realise in them moments. Nowhere near good enough. And as for Ange fucking Postecoglou, standing there all half with his bloody arms folded, allowing this to happen. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are, what manager you are. You can see your team are struggling under the pressure. They're not up for it. None of them are fighting out of possession, going on the press, looking to win it back. And in possession, they're dawdling around taking the piss. Unfold your fucking arms and start having a go at them. Start waking them up. And also, do yourself a favour and make changes at half-time. Pull some players off and make a statement. If not, you deserve every bit of criticism that's going to come your way after this game if you're going to allow to stand there and allow this to roll out for the second half. I'm fed up with it. It's absolutely offensive with the shit that we've been peddled all season long, and this is the shit they turn up with when everyone's back.
I think we're lucky to only be 1-0 down. Everybody, I think it could be 2-0 or 3-0 down. And if that's the case, this tie is over, to be honest. And think about it that way. We could actually be well out of this fixture, well out of this tie inside the first half. That is just completely shocking and pathetic on all levels when it comes to Ange, when it comes to these players, when it comes to the preparation, when it comes to the mentality, the leadership. Everything is just completely failure, just F grade for every single one of them. And Ange Postecoglou included. The shape is all over the place. AZ Alkmaar have no problem just playing nice little 1-2, simple passes between themselves. It's way too easy, far too easy. And they should probably be 2-0 up at least. And you probably look at that other chance from one of the set pieces, could be 3-0. And it's amazing to even be saying that. It's only been one half of football, and it could easily be 3-0.
You're absolutely spot on.
I don't know what to say, Dave. I mean, 3-0. 3-0, and that this tie could be over. So Ange and this team is actually quite lucky they're going into this 1-0. This again, it's actually still, we're still in it. Like, all we need is one goal here, and we're technically in the tie. But it's really, if you were to be frank, if you were to be honest, Spurs could be over. Our Europa League, chances could be over by halftime if AZ were perhaps maybe an even better team and we're able to put away some of those chances. And also, if it wasn't for, and I don't really want to see any Vicario criticism anytime soon, that was a world-class save to keep us in it. That would be 2-0 down. The fans would be absolutely bouncing, more beers being ordered by the AZ fans, and they would be singing even louder. They would make the intensity of the atmosphere even louder. I doubt it's even that intense of an atmosphere. Let's be honest. It's not like it's a huge stadium or anything. It's not like they're necessarily known for being a raucous fan base or anything like that either. So really, that's what's hard for me to process right now, is we could actually legitimately be out of this tie already, and we're actually very, very lucky not to be. And that's unbelievable to be saying after 45 minutes and a 10-day break and
we
all
rest
the
the players
that have come back from injury as well.
And we rested players for Man City for this game, let's not forget. We rested Spence, we rested Son. We rested him for this game. I'm not being funny, but what the fuck has Son done? He hasn't benefited from it. And this is what I've always been saying. To sit there and go, we can just turn up in the Europa League, it's never going to happen. You have to be getting results in the Premier League, which carries over when you go into these Europa League matches. We've seen today, we can't just turn it on. We have to start putting games together. Now look, despite my anger, despite my frustration with everything that I've seen in that first half, we can't capitulate the second half either, Jack. We're still in this game. We're still only 1-0 down with 3 halves of football left to go. But I'm telling you now, we need to come out of this game with something. If we give them a 1-goal lead to hang on to, they're going to sit 11 men behind the ball at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and every single one of us sitting here now, I'm tuning in, knows exactly how that's going to end. We're going to huff, we're going to puff, but we're not going to be able to break them down. And that's how that's going to end up. So we need to show a bit of fight, a bit of fucking bottle. Son needs to put his hands down his pants, find his nutsack, have a pop at some of these players at halftime, and also have a strong word with himself and rally the troops and come out fighting in the second half. The amount of shit that they've took from fans, from press and everything else, you think they'd be using that as a motivation, as a driver to push on in these sort of games and go, I show you. But as soon as the going got tough, Bentancur went hiding. Bergvall went hiding. Son went hiding. Johnson went hiding. Tell went hiding. That's already 50% of your team. A Adogi, it's already 50% of your team that's gone hiding. They need to start waking up, pulling themselves together, and have a reality check at halftime. This game is still on, but Ange needs to make subs either straight away at halftime or within 5 minutes if the same shit is persisting and the body language is the same. You hook 2 or 3 players off then and then. And I'm not being funny. You hook Son off and you embarrass him. You embarrass him in front of absolutely everybody. And if he cries, he can also fuck off in the summer as well. Show me a reaction.
I think Ange and this team should absolutely take advantage of the fact that they are not out of this tie already. You're only 1-0 down. You played, I don't know if you could play any worse, really, in that first half. I don't know if you could have been any more lucky to not be more than 1-0 down by this stage. So Spurs, that had any sort of wherewithal, any sort of bottle about them, they should be absolutely taking advantage of the fact that they are only 1-0 down. Try to get a goal and try to see if you can win the second half. I'll be happy to take a 1-1 to back to our stadium, even a 2-1, even a 1-0 at this stage. We played that bad. At least give me some sort of hope, some sort of type of thing to cling on to, because that's how poorly we played today. I'm amazed, and I'm even amazed that we are actually only 1-0 down actually at this point. I just can't believe I'm still thinking about it that way. It's amazing we're only 1-0 down, and to be fair, that's a gift. So we should be taking advantage of that. We should come out in the second half and try to get ourselves back into this game, and then hopefully see if we can claw back some sort of type of equalizer and go from there. I'm not confident that that is going to happen, but if I were realistic, as a manager, as a coach in this situation, that's what I'd be saying is you guys are very, very lucky not already to be out of this tie. You better well take advantage of that right now in the second half. That's what I would be saying to them.
But here's where my fear comes in, though, Jack, just quickly. The amount of times we've gone 1 down this season and haven't shown the ability to be able to come back whatsoever. How many times have I sat here on watch-alongs, and as soon as we go 1-0 down, give up, forget about it. We ain't coming back. Yeah. We get too rattled, we get too upset, too nervous, too angry at what's going on in the game. No one can clear their head and clear that mistake out of them and move forward. And it's something that me and Tyler, big up Tyler, we've been saying for a long time. Once we go 1-0 down, you feel like the game's over, and that's the way I'm feeling right now. And I don't want to hear anybody say sit there and clap and everything else. They've cheered them on. It's up to them now to get the fans back on side this half. I'm absolutely sick of it. Fans do their job. Fans travel home and away to watch that team. Us, people like us and all you guys tuning in out there, we give up so much time towards this team. Now it's up to them to pull their socks together and gather everybody behind. It's all right, Ange and the players coming out into these press conferences, get behind the team. Give us something to fucking get behind. How about that?
Well, after watching that, what is there to get behind? It's only blind faith and delusion if you're watching that first half and think, that there's something to get behind. The players and this manager have to absolutely come out and turn everything around. I'm not confident they will, but there's nothing really to hope for. There's nothing to cling on to. We are damn lucky to not be down by more than 1 goal here, and that's the only thing I would say that we need to take advantage of. Jerome saying, I want Tell, Bergvall, and Son off in the second half. I think he's echoing pretty much similar to what he saw from what Shawnee said, Dave. The wingers both need to be taken off. Absolutely useless, both of them.
But it's interesting.
Matisse Tell, Dave, probably that hasn't been mentioned today. Matisse Tell, like you said before, he's been brought in to, I guess, perform a miracle, for Daniel Levy and for Ange Postecoglou. But Matisse Tell, man, he has looked useless as well.
Look,
the entire forward line has looked useless.
It's not Matisse Tell's fault. He's much better as a winger, and Tottenham should never have looked. You even look at some of the targets, what's that other guy that went to Juve, can play on the wing and stuff. Go and buy a dedicated striker. How about that? What they've done is gone and got a winger and tried to shoehorn him up front to cover Tottenham's problems once again, instead of actually addressing it properly. This is not Tell's fault. As frustrating as it is, this isn't Tell's fault. He's not a striker. And a 19-year-old that's not getting much game time at Bayern Munich was certainly not ready enough to come in here for 90 minutes, game in, game out, and have the experience for what we need. It's not his fault. It's Daniel Levy and Johan Fraud's fault that he's here. It's not his fault. But when it comes to the wingers, I do not understand it, Jack. As a winger, all you want is that ball to be able to go and make something happen. That's what wingers dream about. It's what they're there to do in the team. Give them the ball, make something happen. Our wingers just pass it inside every single time. Every time Son got that ball, back inside. Every time Johnson got that ball, back inside, and they're waiting for the fullbacks to go on the overlap to do their work for them. I'm sorry, it's not good enough. As a winger, you should be bloody disgraceful with yourself. You should be looking yourself in the mirror at half time and saying, I'm a fucking winger. That's what I am. I need to start doing something instead of playing this safe football. Where does that get you? I'm sorry, it doesn't get you a big move out of Tottenham. I can tell you that now. Attacking players that have got big moves out of Tottenham, Gareth Bale, direct, takes the game to people. Luka Modric, when in possession at Tottenham, plays the ball forward, direct. They're the players that get big moves out of Tottenham. If Johnson and Son think they're getting moves out of Tottenham playing like that, they can think again. It's absolutely atrocious. They may as well be playing at centre-back with what they're doing out there. Get Odegaard on, who's direct and who should have started today, by the way, Jack. Should have started today, Odegaard. He's the only one that took that game to Man City. Why Johnson sat there idle. Yet Odegaard has to sit there and watch Johnson do it again on the bench. Mikey Moore took the game to them last in the 1-0 when we beat them at home back in October. Mikey Moore took to the game to them. What do we like about Mikey Moore? Nice and direct, gets on the ball, skins his fullback. He had their fullbacks at 6s and 7s. Johnson and Son's fullback may as well be sitting in Bahamas with a fucking cigar.
What's the story? The outlet saying, did the trumpet player travel with us? We should bring him on. I think it's that shocking right now. What's the story? It's that shocking that, anybody could be taken off. Artist T, I'm going to phrase it in this sort of way for the chat and as well as everybody else. Artist T Dave saying, this is Worth and the Tamworth game. The warning signs have been there all season for me. This performance shouldn't even be a shock. I saw it coming. Pressure and us always never go together. He's saying shit. I mean, he follows up by saying, I think with another
that's a mentality at Tottenham.
He's saying, this is what I was alluding to. Bear in mind, Ange also has zero experience in knockout playoff rounds. He's simply not good enough in the big stage. My question, maybe you're going to say something else, Dave, but my question I was going to ask was, people who might have already had a lot of doubts about Ange Postecoglou going into this game, do you feel like this is to some degree, validation? Or I guess there's 45 minutes to go to see if we can be, if things can change. But anybody that might have had doubts about Ange or doubts about the system, doubts about the tactics, I don't think anybody's been filled with confidence after that first 45 minutes, whether it's the players or Ange.
Honestly, the longer this going on, I could be Ange out come 90 minutes, even though I don't think the managers are the biggest problem at Tottenham. I think the ownership and the recruitment policy is your biggest problem. You get that correct, you'll find managers will work out at Spurs. Anyway, the problem with the mentality, though, is, Jack, that's been at Tottenham a long time. Let's not forget, we went out and got embarrassed against NS Mora underneath Antonio Conte. We went out and got embarrassed against Vitesse Arnhem underneath Nuno. We went out and got embarrassed by Dynamo Zagreb under Jose Mourinho. Under Pochettino, we went out to Club Brugge in the UEFA Cup. This isn't just a manager problem. The mentality at Tottenham is a huge problem. When Conte walked away, he said it. No one out here wants to play under pressure. Everyone wants to have a good time, a nice laugh. Let's go skiing together. Let's go to the fucking darts. And this is the result of it. And people wonder why I sit here and moan about them doing nefarious activities. Yeah. Because they can't even get together and put in a fucking decent 45-minute performance against a substandard below, half a decent team. It's embarrassing. That's why they shouldn't be out there doing all this cocking around in front of the cameras. Oh, look at me, I'm a fucking darts player. No, you're a football player first and foremost. You want to be darts, go and fucking train for one and we'll release you from your contract. I'm absolutely fed up with it, Jack. The mentality at Tottenham comes from the top. Everyone is allowed to have an easy day. When Harry Kane left, he also said it. There's no pressure to win at Tottenham. None whatsoever. So even when you got players at Tottenham that have the desire, they're battling against the rest that are like, give it a day off, mate, you little fucking lick ass. We don't have to win. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Thank you for the support, Artist. We're about to get kicked off here again. And then also NordVPN, everybody. If you need to take your mind off of Spurs, if you need to catch up on any Netflix, maybe not watch any Spurs for the next, year or so, please, take advantage of the NordVPN subscription at the top of the chat. Help out the channel a ton by clicking the link. It's an affiliate link. You can get yourself a 2-year plan, get 4 extra months free. Variety of reasons you should have a VPN. You can save money on flights. You can save money on streaming services. You can also make yourself more secure, protect yourself from threats or anything when you go on public Wi-Fi. Plenty of reasons for why you would need one. So please, everybody, do use ours. NordVPN have been generous enough to sponsor the channel, but then also that's thanks to the support that you guys give us. So we really do appreciate you all for all the love you show us. Also, just want to say apologies about all the stream issues and everything earlier today. We'll try to, I just made a bunch of errors, on the back of it. So it's my fault. But everybody, please take advantage of it if you are in need of a VPN. And also in case, maybe games like this, Europa League games, Conference League games, whatever competition Spurs are playing in. Not always the case that you will have, access to it. And sometimes you might go to a dodgy website. Don't want to have to do that. Get yourself a VPN, save a bit of money, and also save yourself a bit of stress as well. Plenty of reasons to have it. Like I said, protect yourself from threats, protect yourself from hackers, save a bit of money on sort of a streaming service, flights. You can also, as well, if you're traveling, around this time of year, people are going to nice warm weather places to take their minds off of Tottenham Hotspur. You're able to watch, your Netflix from home or your HBO, whatever it might be. Good thing to have. So please take advantage of it, please. And of course, if you happen looking to shop around for one, might as well use ours. But thanks, NordVPN. And apologies, everybody, about some of the streaming issues earlier, and my own kind of meltdown. It's very, very frustrating to
You're having
have
a
that
big
happen. It
spell
happened so
meltdown.
last minute as well, right as we went live, and then I had to sort of start everything from scratch. And for some reason, it really sort of just rattled me. And like I said earlier, I thought Spurs were going to do me a favor, but apparently not.
Oh, no, you can never rely on Spurs to do you a favour, Jack, ever. Lee Harvey, member for third. Oh, by the way, big up NordVPN. Really appreciate the partnership as well. Kudos to you. And, thank you for coming to the best in the business. Lee Harvey says, member for 13 months, 100%. Dave, Udabur, Moore, and Solanke need to come on. We need someone to drive at them. Come on, you Spurs. And if I could stand corrected, to be honest with you. I'm seeing double at the minute. I'm not angry, but I don't think we've made any subs, have we?
He's done something that has made me
Son
question.
up front
Really,
for Udabur?
yeah, this is one of the things that's really made me question. And she's put Son up front.
Oh,
So
great. Yeah, because that's going to
he's
solve the
ignored
problem.
Scarlett and Solanke, and he's decided to go for Sonny up front.
Yeah, because that's going to solve the problem.
I mean, how many times does Ange need to know that doesn't work? Odebear is a relief, though. Odebear will be something different. Odebear should be positive. If he's confident enough to try to make an impact, he will be an improvement to what we had in the first half. Anything will be an improvement to what we saw in the first half. But I do think Odebear is a good person to bring on. I'm just really questioning Ange by, again, persisting with Sonny down the middle. I don't know what the hell this guy sees with Sonny down the middle. It's like he just thinks he has to keep him on or something just for the sake of appearances or something like that. I'm not too sure.
Well, you're right. Like the problem we've got is you're always going to keep Son on because out of anybody, he does have that moment of brilliance.
Yeah.
But I do think this is where a manager needs to come in and recognize, a character trait within Son. That if he's not on it, he's more than likely not going to produce that moment. Do you know what I mean? And that's where you need to be smart and say, I've seen this before, haul him off. Do you know what I mean?
I hate to say this, though, but like one of the games where he did persist with Son down the middle, then Son finally got that chance and he missed it. Remember, he missed a huge sitter, that was laid on a plate for him. I forget by whoever laid it on a plate for him, but he missed it. And that's another thing for me. It's like, even when Sonny has played as a striker and he has gotten chances, maybe luckily gotten chances, he still wasn't even able to put them away.
But no, Bergval, come on.
See if it changes here, though. I don't know. I think everybody's
wrong option. You've got two runners there, Son and Tel. Just feed one.
This is just making me really, really.
See, the problem is you got players that are losing their heads now. Bergval, he wants to make up for his error, but just play it into Son or Tel. Atone for your error that way. You don't have to be the hero.
Son at the 9 is waving the white flag, says Eugene.
Basically, it feels like that. Even Tel at a 9 feels like waving the right. Johnson on right wing feels like waving the white flag, to be honest.
Tyler from earlier saying I'm going to use the VPN to go to North Korea. If that isn't a better endorsement,
I mean, look, if you want to avoid all Tottenham news altogether, it's probably the place to go to. What's Spence doing?
I have no idea what that's about.
It's like he's after eating a delicious pasta or something. Oh my God. One of you. Oh my Lord. Please, holy shit. We're on Gray. Someone get in front of their man to receive the pass between Johnson and Son. Can one of them just get in front of their guy to receive the ball? Just in front. It's not rocket science. It's something any manager would have told you at under 12s. Son, if you're not getting the ball, come looking for it. Someone make a movement for this pass as well, please. Oh, my fucking good Lord. I might join you, Tyler, to be honest.
I'm really miffed with Son up front. I don't understand then the injury, things, because we've been told a million times that all these players were supposed to be available. So I really don't fucking get it.
Who gave away the ball there? Was that Johnson? Or Spence? One of them. It's pretty useless. That's it. Let's just sit off them and make them look brilliant. Oh, my Lord. Well done. Come on, let's break. Sonny, get turned. Don't you dare do what you done in the first half. Fuck me. See, it's not that hard, is it? You just carry the ball.
Sonny.
Oh, take him off. He's not at it today. Just take him off. He's not going to score today. He's not going to do it. But see, it's not difficult. See what I mean? If Tell would have just done that in the first half, you take the ball to them, you create chances. It's really not that difficult. You don't need to sit back and let everyone get behind the ball and try and score a perfect goal. It's much better. Come on. Let's go. I can't sit here and bitch and moan for 40 minutes. Come on, Spurs. Let's have it. See, Gray. Oh, Bentancur.
He's not had a great game, Bentancur.
No, he's been useless. He's been that bad, I nearly asked for Basuma. Slow Jamrod, I'm with you on that one. He says, I can't wait for the season to end. I stupidly thought it couldn't get any worse. And do you know what? I'm exactly with you on that, lad. Oh, my Lord. It's coming, isn't it? It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, great save.
What a save from Vicario.
Don't want any more Vicario criticism for the next few months, please.
Why can't we test their goalkeeper like that, though?
Vicario single-handedly kept us in it. Vicario is man of the match. That's another good save. Not world-class. The other one was simply world-class. Actually,
that's a very good save to get down low like that.
That Parrott save was world-class.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Bergvall. This is the moment. Please get your head up. On Johnson's being a pussy again. He doesn't make a run in behind or show for the ball. He doesn't make a run in behind or show for the ball.
Dogie, man on. Madison. Son and Odebear. Oh.
Tell, is it not? Was that Odebear off the left?
Odebear was Attell was taken off, Dave.
Okay, yeah, grand. I was under the impression Tell
on that swimming cap, says Cal. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to save Ange at this stage, Cal.
No, neither am I at this point. I'm losing the will to live. There's only so many times I can keep losing and being knocked out of shit. This was my last hope. Referees let a lot go today, to be fair to him. We need to take advantage of it. Stop popping the ball around.
If anything, I'd put the swim cap over Ange's head and give him a noogie.
Let's see what he does here now.
If we somehow keep this 1-0 or even equalize this,
my God! Please haul him off. Please take Johnson off.
Brennan Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my Lord!
He's not even tracking back
because he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care like we do. He's just waiting to go to the darts again.
He's just jogging back. He
wants to go darts again.
What pressing from Johnson there?
And he just lets the man run off him as well.
Yeah, and he's not even closing down the cross here. Honestly, just keep your eye on Johnson, everybody. Look at this guy. He truly cares. Thinks he's a diva.
Look, I could understand that attitude if every time you got the ball, you were dangerous, or at least 90% of the time, or I'd even take 50% of the time right now.
That ball.
Oh no. Oh no.
Right there, it is on here. He is on. That ball that Johnson plays and then his effort to then try to get back and recover to help his team says it all right there for me. That if anybody saw that passage from him, that is exactly why people get pissed with him.
We need to sub in midfield as well. We can't lay a glove on them in the midfield. One of Bergvall or Bentancur have to come off. You got to keep Madison on just for that pass.
No, I'm saying, Sean, that is exhibit A of why I get pissed with Johnson. It shows no technical quality on that pass, shows that he's barely a footballer with that pass. And then he also probably, 40% effort, being generous there, 40% effort to maybe track back and try to win the ball back. Just sort of did it maybe for the cameras for like 20 seconds there and then just started walking around, still walking.
And Sean, if you'd done that on the pro clubs team, I'd genuinely kick you off it, but you don't. You're lucky. But if you did,
you'd that's exhibit A did, though. That's like an exhibit A for why Johnson pisses me the fuck off. I just don't find that at all acceptable. As a manager as well, I would be hauling him off. I'd be restraining myself from getting in a scrap with him.
Yeah, honestly, that's the truth.
I don't understand it. I just think effort is the simplest
it's the bare minimum
thing to do. It is being able to run hard doesn't require any skill of any kind. It's simply just will. And it's simply also just giving a damn. It's just giving a damn.
Preach.
This guy does not give a damn. I think players are getting exposed tonight. Sonny's getting exposed. Johnson's getting exposed. Odebear is struggling to get into this game.
No. Get Mikey Moore.
The only player I have praise for tonight is Vicario, and that's because genuinely that is one of the best saves I've actually ever seen him make. Because I think Parrott is in fine form right now, Troy Parrott. He is running rings around our defense. And he read him, Vicario. Vicario was a one-on-one, and he had to guess where he was going to go.
Do you know how embarrassing this is?
And he read him.
Do you know how embarrassing this is? We deemed Troy Parrott not good enough, when alone a 19-year-old that we hauled off at halftime while he's running rings around us.
Yeah, Troy Parrott, 20 times the player of Matisse Tell. And like you say, though, but Troy Parrott legitimately wasn't good enough.
Our recruitment thing really needs to be looked at. If Troy Parrott is playing that well against us and our striker can barely get 100 touches in 3 games, it's embarrassing.
Udogie as well is starting to have this problem of taking too many touches. And you just get rid of it, dude. You had a pass available to Bergvall there.
Oh my God, no. We're done here. Done here.
If this is a better team, we're 4-0 down, 5-0 down.
Can we make more subs? Get a midfielder on. The midfielders aren't even in the game.
Sean's saying, I think it's gotten so bad that Ange isn't even taking players out for the lack of effort. That's a concern. But that also reflects on Ange. Because I think even if you're a manager, Sean, you have to show some sort of authority. You have to show some sort of foot down. Because if you're not doing that, then more players will do exactly what Johnson's doing.
Yeah. Absolutely spot on, Jacko.
But he's right. Like, if the manager isn't willing to take a player off for a lack of effort, huge questions of the manager. Huge questions.
Yeah, but then you're allowing it, aren't you? That's the standard you're allowing, to a certain degree. And that's what made Ferguson great. If the player wasn't doing or putting in a lack of effort, it doesn't matter what minute of the game it was on, he'd haul him off. That's what the great managers do. They don't take that shit. You're not with it. You're bounced out of this club, and I'll haul you off in games. It doesn't matter when. And if you don't want to be embarrassed, stop crying at me and look at yourself. That's what the great managers do. You're absolutely right. Get a bit of authority over the situation. Letting it slide like that. Look at him. He's bloody pathetic. He is pathetic. Honestly, I could do that, and I'm about 15 stone. I could literally take 2 touches, look like I'm going to beat my man, turn back and lay it off.
Again, we are so lucky to only be 1-0 down. I wonder what the XG is actually for AZ. I'd be curious. I'm actually genuinely curious if it's something like 2.8. I legitimately think you could make a case they should have 3 goals.
Don't start getting embroiled and letting them waste time like this now. Come on, Danzo, be smarter than this, man. And if him squaring up to us isn't winding us up, then these players don't deserve to play for Tottenham. They've no pride in the badge that's on their chest. None. 8 days off, and this is the shit they produce. We rest players for this. For this!
K32, AZ have looked like prime Brazil twice this season, home and away.
Yeah, they do. They look like 2002 Brazil right now. I swear, you're right.
Good play.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll praise them for that. It's better. It's much more direct. That's what we wanted him to do 60 minutes ago, Jack.
Yep, but here he is walking back to track back for...
can we please get a sub in midfield? Not one of them is laying a tackle in there.
He has so
Not
many
one of them.
available options as well, and she has so many changes he has available to him. So many. I'm confused. Like, what were we told? We were told these players were fit. We were told they were available. I'm so confused. Were we lied to?
Yeah.
Is it did he just say it just to make everybody happy? You know, and in fact, it wasn't true. Because if that's the case, then we need an explanation after. Then we do, because maybe he did it to confuse the opposition manager. Maybe he's done it to sort of, you know, maybe convince the opposition manager that we would have a different team available. I could understand that. But then we need an explanation after full time for that, because I need an explanation for that, for why nobody of the available new players has been brought on at all at this stage. Dogie, get turns there, man.
But no one wants to, though, Jack. That's the problem. No one wants to. They're scared.
Odebear has been shocking since.
But every time we play it back, we're playing it into their press. You know, they want us to play. I spoke to you about this in the pre-match preview. They're going to wait for us to pass it to a buddy, and 2 or 3 players are going to come out of nowhere, and that's exactly what they're doing. As soon as we pass it back, they're sending 2 players after the ball, and we're playing ourselves into trouble. I said it, you know, way before half time. We need to stop turning back into what they want us to do and be brave and start turning out. They're already waiting to go forward. If you turn that way, you've caught them out.
8 days off, Dave, and mostly spent skiing.
Yeah, it seems like that. I wonder what sort of skiing at this point. Ribsy says, I'd say they're making us look bad, but they're not. We're making us look bad. We don't even need an opposition. That's
I don't even know if AZ are a good team. Yeah, Ribsy, like, can we even say they're a good team? I don't think you can. Like, they're 6th in the Dutch league. They're 6th. And they're also missing some of their best players. Like, we brought that up in the pre-match build-up. They really are. Like, they have real talents that they actually don't have available for this game. Their best team is not even available.
Their star player is Troy Parrott. We sold them. Couldn't write this shit up. Literally, if I was to put a book off like that for the shelf, I'd be like, what a comedy that is. But that's absurd. That's never going to happen in real life. And then I became a Tottenham fan.
Daniel Larson with a super chat saying, Ange not bringing on Solanke and company, so why even take them with you here? Oh my God, that's I need an explanation for it at the end, Daniel.
Honestly,
my only explanation would be he might have wanted to throw a curveball to the AZ manager. You know, maybe make them question. You know, okay, maybe he does have a lot of players, you know, available that we have to be aware of, that we have to be fearful of, and that's what I need to hear. Because if that's the explanation, I guess I'll be okay with it. Because, you know, if you want to try to confuse the opposition manager, I can understand that. But if that's not the answer, I genuinely don't get what the fuck is going through Ange's head right now. Because he should have already made 2 or 3 more substitutions by this stage.
Well, it just comes to what I've always said. How fit are these guys? Are they always telling us the full story? You know, if they're fit and they're not being played, then that's just bad management.
But we need honesty in that now at this point.
To me, it seems like they're not fit whatsoever. But it still doesn't excuse it. We shouldn't need them to beat fucking AZ Alkmaar. You know, the team we have out here, you know, we had a worse team out here earlier on in the season and bet them 1-0, by the way. Let's not forget that.
And these players had rest.
Centre-back. These players had 8 days rest. Spence and Son has had more. They've had nearly 2 weeks or, you know, a week and a half because, you know, they didn't play against Man City. Let's not forget that. They didn't start. You know, it's absolutely disgusting, Jack. This performance is absolutely disgusting. It's kick in the stomach to every Spurs fan. Every single Spurs fan. And to be honest with you, the longer this game is going on, the more Ange is losing me. He is losing me, Jack. You know, with all these players available, and we're sitting here 65 minutes in, and we're still watching the same shit. It's not getting any better. The midfield ain't laying a glove on them. Brendan Johnson is still doing fuck all. Son's not working through the middle. And we're still sitting here, even though he's got all these options back, and he's not using any of them. I'm sorry. He is losing me tonight.
It's also, it was 16 degrees today in fucking Netherlands. It's 10 degrees outside. Why does Ange have on the biggest parka in the world and looks cold? It's 50 degrees out. I was wearing a t-shirt the other day in that, and I'm a wimp to the cold. I'm a huge wimp.
I blame Madison's pillow.
What the hell is he doing? Standing with his arms in his pocket, folded like that, looking like cold, like a child.
I blame Madison's pillow, Jack. I told you no one earned the right to bring a pillow on the frame.
It's 50 degrees, mate. I don't care where you're from. If you're from Fiji or Hawaii, it's 50 degrees outside, man. What is he doing? He looks freezing. It's the worst kind of body language. It's the worst. Standing there with his arms in his pockets, barely even moving.
Can't even turn to get a sub warmed up.
I just had to look that up because he just looked freezing and chilly there. His head was like buried in his jacket and everything. I looked it up. It's 50 degrees outside.
But
It's
he's
10
standing there
degrees Celsius. It's 10 degrees.
He's standing there defeated going, oh, I can't believe what I'm seeing, you know. But change it. You've got a bench there. Change it. Get Mikey Moore on. He terrorised these in the first game.
Hinch gets cold because he doesn't move for 90 minutes. That's absolutely probably true. Like, if he actually just moved a little bit and shouted a little bit, you make yourself warmer. Jeez, man.
Oh.
I'm sorry, it's a random thing to lose my head at, but that's just the worst kind of body language. Like, I wanted to make sure, I was like, okay, maybe it is cold out there. It's not. It's not. It's actually perfect weather for football. It's perfect.
When I seen players bringing pillows onto the plane, Jack, I said to you, it's a comfort zone, you know? Said to you yesterday, and you probably thought I was mad.
But we'll wait until the 75th minute to make a change, says Lisa. That's sackable in itself. Again, though, unless we get some sort of explanation, the actual truth this time, that these players, I guess, weren't available maybe in the first place. Perhaps these players weren't available in the first place. But I need to hear that. I need to know that for certain.
Oh,
that's
ref,
foul
that's a free.
Referee.
Not like we're going to do anything with it anyway, but...
We just need a goal as well, Laren. I agree, man. That's the crazy thing. Ange and this team are lucky. They are only 1-0 down. Yep. They are lucky. And every single one of them should be giving their wages for tonight to Vicario or to charity, whatever the fuck, Vicario's charity is, that he might, have for himself. Please do not take your wages tonight. Anybody. This is unbelievable. They're only 1-0 down. Unbelievable. They're only 1-0 down. AZ are kicking themselves for only being 1-0 up. They should be. Because if we could still, it's football at the end of the day, we could actually get something against the run of play that we simply don't deserve. And then we could actually go and perhaps save this tie, save this fixture. But that's more unbelievable. We should be 3-0 down.
Yeah.
We haven't done anything to even get back into it. We deserve to still only have 0 goals. We haven't had any chances.
You can't even put in a corner.
We haven't had a real chance of any kind. I mean, even in previous games under Ange, at least you would say, oh, there were chances here and there. There hasn't even been a single real chance created by Spurs at all. We haven't done anything. That's the more 8-10 days off, and we barely created a quarter of a chance.
Even there, we went to put in a free kick, and we put it behind all the runners. Oh, man.
Get Solanke on now, Jerome. I agree. I don't. But here's the thing: if he's not available, then why did he? Jerome, I need an explanation on the injuries, man. I need an explanation. I need the truth this time. I need the medical team to come out, or Ange Postecoglou to come out and just tell us the truth. Were these players actually fit and available? Because we were told they were. This is unbelievable, man.
Sonny, if you're just going to stand there and not press the ball, come off. Just put your hand up and say, do you know what? Like Lloris, just do what Lloris done. Put your hand up and say, I've just lost my love for it. I don't have it in me anymore. Just put your hand up and do that. Just do what Lloris done at this point. I can't watch a great player like that just stand there and watch a player in possession like that. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm just watching the demise of a great in front of my eyes. It's hard.
The other thing Sean brings up, too, is that what's more amazing is you think about it, the youth are the ones that actually got us here. Right. The Elfsport game. Jamola Ajayi, those sort of players. They're the ones who actually got us into this stage. If it wasn't for them,
the thing is,
right? We could have been knocked out sooner.
Thing is, they'll all moan, we're too good to be out in these sort of games. Other players should be taking care of this. And then they'll all moan when we don't have European football next season and say they want to leave the club because we don't have European football. I'm sorry. In fact, I probably wouldn't let any of them go if that's their reason. I'd say, well, you're part of the problem. You're fucking staying here. Oh, my God, Johnson. Oh, my God. Johnny's right. He is Brenda Johnson. I'm sorry. He's Brenda. Oh, he's not Brennan. He's Brenda. He's a wimp. Please, can we get substitutions? I'm actually begging. Can we get Johnson off the pitch and get Mikey Moore on? Can we get Berglal off the pitch and get fucking... I don't know who at this point. Just get someone on. You just bring Basuma on at this point.
Thank you for the support from earlier. Daniel Larson, and then Jerome, man.
Here we go.
Solanke is now coming on. Pedro Porro is now coming on. Pop Matasar is now coming on. 70th minute.
Ridiculous.
Hey, I'm happy. I bite.
But do you know what, though, Jack?
Dave's hand off, and then I bite my own dick off for a 1-0 right now. I would.
But you know what, though, Jack? You know, even leaving this to 70 minutes, it sort of screams that you don't really care about this competition. If you're leaving it to 70 minutes to make substitutions, it screams to me as someone that doesn't really care too much about this competition, because you would put that right after 55, 60 minutes.
Finally take Son off. Solanke, please save this for us.
Don't high-five him. That's the worst captain's performance I've ever seen on a Tottenham pitch from a captain. That is the worst captain's performance I've ever seen. Don't high-five him.
Madison being taken off. Solanke, please save this for us. Or Sar.
Oh, Madison.
Honestly, I want Sar to do it.
Madison. Again, Madison.
I don't even think Madison was the worst of the midfield. I actually think he was the best of the midfielders. Not saying much. Again, not saying much. You heard me before with Madison. I'm not even his biggest fan, but I still don't think he was the worst player.
Bergvall should have been hooked.
Bentancur was worse. Bergvall was worse. He gets a hard on for taking off Madison. He really loves it. It's his favorite thing, Ange. Hopefully the stream is doing okay, everybody. I was very worried it was going to crash. Hopefully you can hear Dave okay, hear me okay. Everything's been...
I've given up the will to live, Jack. I think silent treatment is best option at this point. I'm going to say something I regret.
No, I'm sorry about my own silent treatment from earlier.
Honestly, I'm taking your approach to it now. I can't. Now this is pissing me off. Every second that takes by, I'm about to burst into tears, man. This is disgraceful.
Bentancur, there wasn't even anyone there, man. Wasn't even anyone there, lad. I'm impressed, Jack, that you can bite your own dick. I wish I'm actually probably the least flexible person, DB. I can't even touch my toes. I can, but without almost practically giving myself a hammy pull. Madison and Sonny complaining, please fuck off.
They couldn't even get a free kick right together in the first half. Shut up. Don't want to hear it. Nothing they can say that's of any interest to me right now. The only thing I want to know is why Madison goes to the darts, calls out a fan for questioning him, should he really be there with his performances, and then calls him a fucking wally. How about that?
Yeah, please.
Let's have a discussion about that, James. Twat.
The Big D saying, yeah, who's the wally now? The Big D saying, I honestly can't defend this crap anymore. Big D, I think that's how everybody feels. Even even the strongest of Ange fans right now, I think you would have to remain quiet after this. Unbelievable. Especially as well, you know, the fact that this guy does not show any leadership of any kind as a manager. The way he's standing on the sidelines, all cold, arms folded, negative body language. His team's getting absolutely run through by this AZ side. At least give a shout every now and again. At least move your arms every now and again, man. None of it can be defended, dude. None of it can be defended.
No.
You can't. You can't. And it's not, again, it's players as well. Like, these players can't just, you know, act like as if, you know, they haven't given up as well. These players are also throwing themselves under the bus. It's wild to think about, too, how you saw, like, West Ham.
Well, Danzo.
West Ham were, near relegation, and they put in more fight to get to a Conference League final than we have, in this game. Johnson. Back to Bergvall. Could have probably gotten turned there. And also, he's kept Johnson on the pitch, by the way, everybody. That's also, again, it's just incredible. His favorite thing is to take Madison off and keep Johnson on as long as possible. Odebear, I'm sorry, has struggled this half. Odebear has really struggled this half.
As bad as Son was, when you're in a world where Johnson is staying on the pitch longer than Son and Madison,
yeah, that's questionable in itself. Jet Spence, who's been moved over to the left side since Poro's come on. Down the line to Odebear.
So static.
Good to see you, Alpesh Patel. He's saying, so let's get this right. So let's get this right. He says 8 days off, and it's the same eat, rinse, and repeat.
Yeah.
Everything looks clueless, man. Ball behind for Solanke. Can you find Sar? Took some maybe awkward touch. Odebear. Jet Spence. Solanke, well done. Jed has taken the initiative. Jed, I wouldn't put it past Jed to save us.
Yeah.
Something to consider. Especially if anybody's looking for maybe something to save themselves. Probably the bookies right now at this stage. Maybe a Spurs equalizer. Spurs equalizer could go a long way. Also, as well, sorry, my phone is dead. In case anyone's trying to text me.
I'm just getting my pre-match, post-match things written down. I have so many things to talk about before I forget. I need to get them jotted down.
Johnson. Can you whip something in? Good ball into Bergvall. Bergvall, man, has had a shocker of a game tonight. Zero shots on target.
Oh, that's another one.
That's the real concern. Is that 8-10 days off, Dave? Not even created a chance.
Yep.
A real chance of any kind. I don't even know if we've created a quarter of a chance.
Oh, we're shocking.
I don't even can you have we even had a quarter of a chance?
Oh, we're crap, Jack. We're crap. We don't. This is every game. This is most games. This is why I'm so fed up with it. This is why I'm bored of it. This is why I call out the 4 players all the time, because I'm sick of it. This is every single game. We'll create one chance right at the end from 6 yards out that we'll miss, and then we'll go, oh, we were unlucky there, weren't we? No, we fucking weren't. DB says, I thought you were on Just Eats, Dave. I think that's what many people thought I was at, to be honest with you, DB.
Getting the orders.
I'm actually not surprised. I think I think that's what everyone thought I was at, lad.
No, I'm looking at it. 5 shots, 0 on target. 40% possession to Alkmaar, 60% to us. 12 shots and 5 on target for them. They should have more on target too when you think about it.
Come on, just blow the whistle, ref. We know we're not coming back. We've been here before. Please, just put us out of our fucking misery. Embarrassed once again in Europe.
Take Bergvall off. I agree. I don't know why he's also.
Oh, subs now, are we?
We could be.
Or do we have one left?
Why did he take Madison off before Bergvall as well? Like, Bergvall is just, I'm sorry, love the kid, but he's done nothing today. He's been all over the shop. Bergvall, he's just not had a good game. And he's kept him on for the entirety of this. And he took Madison off. And again, I'm not even saying Madison had a great performance, but he was definitely better than the rest of those two in midfield. It's just shocking. It's like he's just sort of picking them blindly.
It's like there's a roulette board back there, Jack.
A dartboard. There's a literal dartboard for the subs.
Yeah. That's what it is. Dartboard. They love fucking darts, don't they? You know, the previous team loved cricket. Do you know what? At Tottenham, they love everything else but football, don't they? The previous team loved cricket. This one loves darts. Fuck me. Oh.
Falling behind. Slinky. We just need one decent chance. And for some reason, I think we'll probably end up just... This Alkmaar team, the fact that they're not 3-0 up at this point, we just need to take advantage of that and just punch them in the mouth with something here. Just get a shithouse goal against the run of play, please. Someone just dive for a penalty. We don't deserve it, but it's amazing that Alkmaar haven't punished us for it, so you might as well take advantage of it. Well done, Bentancur. If I see Ange's hands in his pockets, oh my God. It's like I asked for it on command and the cameraman's listening to the stream. It's like the cameraman's listening to the stream. Honestly, is there anybody that's an IrishHotspur member that is maybe at this game tonight that's like the cameraman? Because I just asked, if I see Ange with his hands in his pockets one more time, I'm going to lose it. And within 2 seconds, the cameraman puts Ange right there with his hands in his pockets, motionless, emotionless, motionless, static. Again, it's 50 degrees out, man. You should be wearing a long sleeve at most. Wear one of the tracksuits.
Ref, get out the way. Get out the way, ref. You moron.
He was skiing. Was Ange skiing over the weekend? Fucking hell. It's like he's about to go skiing. He's actually dressed like he's about to go skiing.
Yeah.
He's wearing a ski jacket. It's 50 degrees. I can't get over that. It's like perfect weather for playing. People actually prefer it around that temperature because it's not too hot. It's not too cold. Fucking hell. And I also looked at it. It's like 3 mile an hour winds. There's no wind. It's not even windy. There's no rain. It was sunny apparently today as well. It was 60 degrees in Netherlands today. 6 degrees. That's nearly hot for Dave. This is unbelievable. Oh my God. He just kicked a man in the face.
Oh my God. Well, do you know what? That's the first bit of fight I've seen all day. Fair play. Do it again.
Oh my God. Skunkwork saying, Jack, do you have any idea how hard it is to peel an orange in your pocket? Give Ange a break. That's it. It feels like it's that he's that clueless. I'm starting to wonder if he does bring out the oranges at halftime. Paul Markey, waste of space. Johnson must be an Ange's love child to be getting so much game time. He's got to have something incriminating on him, Paul, because Johnson commits crimes against football majority of the time. And again, when he doesn't score tap-ins, what the hell does he do? What the hell does Johnson do when he's not scoring tap-ins? Who's this top goal scorer? If he's a top goal scorer, he would be able to create something against the run of play. He'd be able to get something for his own. He'd be able to take on his man, be able to create a shooting angle, fire something at the keeper. If he really is a top-level goal scorer, he would be able to do that. But no, he isn't. He relies on tap-ins, and we haven't created anything, so therefore, Johnson is useless. And also just the fact, and again, Paul, I'm not even Madison's biggest fan. The fact that he has just kept Johnson on ahead of Sonny and Madison, shocking. Oh, this could be 2-0. Oh, good block from Archie Gray. It's nearly game saving. They've never beaten an English team, says Art.
Oh, we're the first. We're always the first.
Always the first.
Jerome says this is inexcusable. Van de Ven, Romero are fit. Why are they on the bench and put Gray as centre back? We have 2 centre backs fit, for fuck's sake. Look, in terms of the centre backs, I think
we don't
to
know
be
the
honest
whole story.
with you,
yeah.
if he was gonna, if we're 1-0 down and he brings on centre backs, I'm going to lose my mind, and so is everybody else. So I can understand being 1-0 down. There's no point in bringing on the centre backs. What are they realistically going to do for you that Archie Gray and Danso aren't already doing to a certain degree? So I'm all right with the centre back situation. To be honest with you, 1-0 down, you're chasing the game. I would lose my mind if I seen a centre back come on.
Or maybe he means starting them in the first place.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. Big D saying, Jack, now that you predicted Ange in his pocket, say Spurs score a lucky goal. I did say it earlier, man. I'm saying I have a sneaky feeling we might actually get something against the run of play. I really do. It's just so typical, of football. Football can be like that you'll be this shit and you might actually just shithouse yourself a goal. That's what I'm hoping for. But like I said earlier, I would bite Dave's hand off and my own if we somehow keep this 1-0. I would. Pedro Porro, you got to release it. Bentancur, you also have to release it, man. Get rid of it.
He's off.
Odebear.
He's off.
It's it.
There's our first shot on target anyway.
Yeah, he probably was off because all the Alkmaar players were screaming for it. Good work from Solanke. Oh, man, you got to get out of your feet eventually, though, lad.
Go on, Spence. Come on.
Spence could be our hero.
You're the man.
Out wide to Sar.
Don't shoot.
Bentancur. Pedro.
Oh, my Lord. See, it really isn't that difficult. See what Bentancur just done there? It's really not that hard.
Well done, Sar. Bentancur. Someone make a move for him. Someone move for him. Someone move for him.
He doesn't want it. He's standing there behind his player. He doesn't want it. He should have been on his bike in that gap that Bentancur was waiting for him to go into. Oh, my God. Start putting crosses in the fucking box. It's 90 minutes. Please.
Johnson. Oh my, he can't cross a ball.
It is the worst cross I've ever seen in my life.
Cross a ball. He just created.
Oh, no. Solanke's hamstring is gone. Solanke's hamstring is gone. For fuck's sake. That's his hammy. I hope it's not. I hope it's just a dead leg.
But no, I'm sorry. He just created that space for himself, and that's his cross.
Maybe it's just a dead leg. Thank fuck for that.
That's his cross, though, Dave. That was Johnson. Cannot. He's a professional footballer.
I'm not surprised. I'm not even.
And he can't cross a ball. Legitimately can't. It's not an exaggeration. He cannot cross a ball.
That's why I don't get excited when the ball gets out there. I just know what to expect from him, Jack. I don't even complain about it anymore. It's expected of him.
No one can defend Johnson. Please, you cannot. He cannot cross a ball. He is a professional footballer at this level and cannot cross a ball. How is that acceptable? He is a winger. He doesn't track back, can't beat his man, can't cross a ball, only scores tap-ins that are created for him off the back of someone else's hard work. What the hell does this guy do? Why is he still on the pitch? Is this the worst game of the season? It might be. Skunk. It might be. It legitimately might be the worst game of the season. Slanky's, Dave might be right. Let's hope it's just a really bad kind of knee to the back of the leg or to the hip. Let's hope Dave is right. Dane Scarlett is on. For Solanke, I believe.
Dead leg. So I just had to go straight in the spuds there.
No, you're fine. Scarlett is on. Can he be our hero again?
Please, Dane. You're my only hope at this point. I've given up.
Ripsy's saying the reason we play him is because we knew how expensive he was, so we were trying to sell him. The more we keep playing him, the more that people realize that Brendan Johnson's a terrorist for football. Really, like this guy, a winger who can't beat his man, can't cross, and then can't even create his own chance for himself. That's the thing. He doesn't even create his own chances. There are plenty of good goal scorers. They're actually pretty decent at just creating a goal for themselves. Can't do it. I don't even know if the Solanke injury is the dead leg. Could be worse.
My initial thought was hamstring. I'd snapped the way he was rolling around holding it. But then when I watched the replay, the keeper came out with his leg up like that. Something that I've been asking our goalkeepers to do for some time, actually. Something they do in Gaelic football. The goalkeeper came out like that to catch the ball with the leg up in the air, and it came into the back of him. So I think maybe I'm hoping that's the injury rather than a hamstring. My initial fear was hamstring, but looking at the collision, it does just look like a knee a very painful one into the back.
And saying, don't forget about his goals and assists. That's the funny thing with Johnson. He barely even has any assists this season. Go figure, because he can't even cross a ball. But then the other thing, too, he's actually below his XG. So, again, he's not even a clinical finisher. He's finished below his XG. He technically should have more goals than what he already has. And he only scores tap-ins anyway, which would mean he's missing tap-ins.
I'll just blow it up, ref, please. It's over.
Can't even believe we didn't even shithouse a goal. We couldn't even shithouse a goal. I've seen plenty of teams capable of that.
Yeah. Well, when you can't cross, how do you expect us to shithouse a goal?
Well, you can't even get into the opposition box. Spence. That's the other thing. How many touches have we even had in the opposition box? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
There are plenty of teams who might get frustrated, will get kind of stifled, but we don't even get even close to their opposition box half the time.
Ref, you could leave us out here for 100 minutes, ref. We ain't creating anything. Even the ref feels sorry for us. We ain't creating a thing. Danzo's done more going forward than fucking Johnson.
Please.
Oh, play him. Penalty or free kick.
Behind him.
It was a free kick. He's come through him.
Ed Sweeting saying, turn it off. Pissed with this. Terrible watch. Pathetic performance. Come on, please, Pedro.
Oh, no. I told you. Didn't I tell you we get a header last minute and miss it? I fucking told you. Udebur, unlucky. I said it. Oh, we tried.
And hands in the pocket still.
Just blow it up. Just put us out of our embarrassment. That's it, guys. We have capitulated spectacularly once again in fucking Europe.
Well, positive would be we luckily escaped only being 1-0 down. That's the positive. We're actually it's only 1-0. We're technically still in the tie. We're technically still in it. That's what's amazing. We should already be out of this. Should have been 3-0. Should have been 4-0. It could already be over. It could already be over. It could already be over.
Look, we're hella lucky to still have something to hang on to going at home and try and turn them over. But the reality is, Jack, we shouldn't be going there trying to turn them over. We should have something in the bag already. Arsenal whooped PSV 7-1 last night. The best team in the Dutch league. They're 6th in the Dutch league. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing.
And Arsenal aren't even good this year.
Yeah. The reality is, as a fan, every fan should feel offended by that performance tonight. You know, they tell us, stick by us, everything else. Well, here we still are, despite our moaning, despite our crying, here we still are with you come the back end of the season. You have had 8 days off. We've rested players against Man City for this game today. Yeah. And we have made ourselves look like fucking clowns once again. We sacrificed 3 points against Man City for today's game. And this is the shit they turn up with. They've had 8 days off. What the fuck have they been doing over them 8 days to turn up with this? Absolutely nowhere good enough. I'm going to start with the players. I'm going to work my way into Ange Postecoglou. Look, Vicario back line to a degree, not really too much they could do. They tried. When it comes to the midfield, Bentancur, absolutely fucking shocking. Bergvall, look, I don't want to grate on the kid. Them mistakes can happen. But the reality is, it shows that he showed his youthfulness tonight. That mistake affected him for the rest of that first half. When them happens, the best players and the elite players with great mentalities wipes that out, gets going again. He failed to do that for 45 minutes. James Maddison brought a fucking pillow on the plane yesterday. And I said to you, Jack, that concerns me. They're getting carried away with themselves. They think all they have to do is turn up. Comfort zone. In fact, what I would do today is say, do you know what, everyone, go and get your fucking pillows. You're going home on the ferry with the commoners, because that's what they think we all are, by the way. You're going home on the ferry with them. We're not getting you a cabin, and that pillow's going to go to good use, because you're going to sleep on one of the fucking stairwells. Show them a bit of fucking humbleness, because that is nowhere near good enough today. You know, you're going on a jet, Jack. In the best of circumstances, so much comfort, probably sitting in massage chairs. You want to bring fucking pillows with you. We haven't won anything, and that's the audacity. We think we're big bollocks, fucking walking up there with pillows and all this shit. I'm absolutely fed up with it. Then you go into the front line. Brennan Johnson tonight, again, absolutely useless. Out of possession, didn't want to know. In possession when the game got tough, we're looking for the out ball out wide. Where's Brenda? In behind his fullback, doesn't want to know. Sonny has put in one of the worst captain performances I have seen in my entire life. He didn't want it tonight, and what exemplified that for me tonight was a ball came out to him, he got it under control, he was in possession of it, one of their players comes sliding in, and he just flicks it and jumps out the way. He doesn't want the contact. I'm sorry, should not be captain of this football club. Sit here and blame Ange Postecoglou and everyone else all we want. He seriously needs to be scrutinised as this fucking club captain as well. Then you go on to Matisse Tell. Absolutely shit tonight. Absolutely woeful from these players. They need a few home truths. You know, even some of them players like Madison, Kulu and all them come out after, defending Postecoglou to a degree. You know, wait until we get our players back. Okay, you're all back tonight. Show us what you can do. Prove us wrong. And that's the shit you put up with. And yet you're going to have the audacity to moan at us as fans, like we heard off the previous squad. Dyer going into the stands after people and everything else. You're going to moan at us for not backing you. Give us something to fucking back. Absolutely useless. That brings me on to Ange Postecoglou, Jack. The fact that Brennan Johnson stayed on the pitch longer than Son and Madison is absolutely clueless. And I hate Postecoglou, but that's what that is tonight. What world are we living in where Madison and Son are being hauled off and BJ is staying out there, baby BJ is staying out there on the right-hand side? Absolutely sick of it. That's absolutely clueless. 70 minutes to make substitutions. Now, we wonder why that same shit persisted all game. You mentioned it during the game. It comes down to authority. It comes down to that. If you were allowing Johnson to stay on for that long and you're allowing that second half to go on that long and going in the same direction as the first half, don't expect them players to come out and fight for you. And then that brings me down to the tactical nous. He just persisted with the same things. Roll one player off, bring on the next player, keep doing the same thing. That's not working. He didn't show any tactical acumen today to be able to change it up and go, do you know what, let's go two up front, just try and put pressure on the back line, or let's change it up, let's get an extra body in midfield, something like that. Didn't do anything to try and change the course of that game today. And to be honest with you, He's lost me today, Jack. He has absolutely lost me today. And to be honest, looking at him on the sidelines with his arms folded as well, that's really got to me today. You've had 8 days off. You've rested your best players for this game today. They're playing like shite. First 20 minutes, you unfold them arms, you take that fucking jacket off, you show you mean business, and you start rollicking. You start getting into their ear. By you standing there like that and just observing it like a fan that's paid to be there, what do you expect? Honestly, what do you expect? Absolutely shocking from him, his body language on the sideline. Look, he should have been on that. He doesn't have to do it every game, even if it's not his style. But there comes a point where you have to take your jacket off, roll your sleeves up, and get stuck in. And he didn't want to do that tonight. To be honest with you, looking at that performance tonight from the players, looking at that from Ange Postecoglou tonight, I think they know this is coming to the end, at the end of the season, or as soon as this Europa League is done. And I think we'll see them part ways. And that stinked of that for me tonight. But all around, nowhere near good enough. One shot on target from Wilson Odobur from out on the right wing. Shit. Absolutely nowhere near good enough. That forward line absolutely stinks. But then again, why does Ange keep playing them knowing it doesn't work? It's not the first time we've seen this forward line. He knows it doesn't work, but he keeps persisting with it. The refusal to give academy kids a chance. We watched Matisse Tell up there today, Jack, do absolutely codswallop. Like I said, I don't blame him. We should never have put everything on his shoulders at 19 years old. No, we're waiting in for a guy to come in here and place Harry Kane. And they put that on a 19-year-old shoulders from abroad is absolutely disgusting. I could sit there and tell them it was never going to work before they even made the signing. What the fuck are they doing in the club? But on the other team, they had Troy Parrott, who played out his skin tonight and looked like a seasoned striker. Gave us awful lot of trouble there this evening. And yet we sold him. We deemed him not good enough and sold him on there. I'm sorry, who looked like the better striker tonight? And this is what I keep saying. Stop buying in all these fancy foreign exports from abroad and start giving some of your own homegrown players a chance. Because some of these guys are better than what you think and better than some of the shit that we're bringing in here. All in all, tonight has been another spectacular failure for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club from fucking top to bottom. And to be honest with you, I think Jose said it on the pre-match build-up, it stinks that everybody inside the club knows that this club is changing hands over the summer and everyone's just sitting there waiting to see what their fate of. It stinks of it. But what drives me absolutely mad is, you hear Ange coming out batting back at fans. You hear players coming back at fans when they've had a problem with what they've seen this season. We'll show you when we get injuries back. And that's the shit they served up tonight. I'm sorry, but none of them care about this. Not fucking one of them. And tonight they've all lost me. I don't want to hear any more crying for them. Get behind us, back us. I don't want to hear any of your usual pep talk. We need the fans coming into the home game. Bullshit. We need you to turn up and stop embarrassing us. Stop bringing your fancy pillows everywhere and getting into the comfort zone and actually think about football. And my last problem before I shut up, Jack. Every squad at this football club prefers other sports than football. And we wonder why we're shit. The last squad preferred cricket, NFL. This squad preferred darts. In fact, if they actually concentrated on what we paid them to do, we might get better fucking outcomes.
I have so many things that are running through my head at once. I'm also gone with Ange. And again, I've come from a position where I don't necessarily believe in these type of tactics. I'm much more of a defensive-minded person myself. I tried to understand them. I tried to get behind them. For a very, very long time, I have defended this guy. I'm now at my wit's end with Ange Postecoglou. I'm also at my wit's end.
The thing is, changing manager ain't going to solve that neither.
I'm at my wit's end with everybody, really. But it just felt like, this game might have been one of the worst performances of the season, and it was probably the most important game of this season, and that's a real concern. We look clueless once again, both defensively and out of possession and going forward. Going forward, could barely string together half a chance, and even if we did, it was really more off the back of someone just trying to do something on their own than it really is a product of the system or the tactics or anything. And then defensively, that first half, Alkmaar could have scored 3-4 goals. They were playing 1-2s, quick first-time passing, playing rings around us, and easily could have scored more than that first goal. They were lucky, or we were lucky, that we actually scored it on ourselves because they had so many chances to put this out of bed. And this would have been then the end of the season, basically. We could actually be facing the end of the season practically at this point if they were a more clinical team and if they were just a better team. That kind of leads me on to this is AZ Alkmaar, and we could have lost 4-0 to this team in the first leg, to AZ Alkmaar. 6th in the Dutch league, a team that I don't even know has ever made it this far ever in Europa League competition. They also, in a way, have more inexperienced younger players to pick from than we even do when you look at it as well. We have more experience out there. We have better players out there on that pitch than they do. And it looks like they have a better idea of what they're doing. They have a better idea of how to be able to play, how to defend, how to string together chances, how to move for each other, how to work for each other. So many things that look completely clueless about Tottenham Hotspur. Whereas with this AZ team, they look 10 times the team that we do. And when you look at their names on paper, I don't think you could say that those players are necessarily better than the ones that we have. They made us look absolutely clueless. Also, again, taking off James Maddison, who I'm not going to say is by any means, the perfect player or
Pillow
somebody that was
Madison.
going to win us the game. But you cannot be taking off someone like that who was probably our best chance of perhaps getting something from this. Wasn't going to win us the game or anything. But Maddison, if he stayed on that pitch, you never know. Maybe you do get something. Maybe you do end up stringing together a good chance and someone puts it away. He keeps on Brenda Terrorist Johnson for the final 90 minutes, a guy who didn't do anything for that 90 minutes as well. Takes off his two best talisman in Sonny and Maddison. All of them were useless, really, but Johnson probably the more out of all of them. I just don't know. I think everything looks clueless. Everything looks like he has no idea. The crossed arms, the shrunken shoulders, the body language as well from him. If you're
from
seeing
manager and captain,
if you're seeing your team, Dave, not even trying, your team's not even really trying in some cases. You're seeing Brendan Johnson, a guy who barely even tracked back for one of those moments, and he keeps him on for the 90 minutes. He's clueless and just clueless, or he has no idea how to inspire his team, how to lead his team, how to bollock his team. Some people would say, waiting for the Ange halftime, sort of bollocking. I don't think he can do it anymore. Clearly, he's not capable of it because these guys are coming out even more flat in the second half than they were even in the first half, to be fair. We should be 4-0 down to AZ Alkmaar. I just can't get my head around that. In the first leg, we should be 4-0 down to them. We are so goddamn lucky that we are still in this at any point. This is also as well, DB put this in the chat. This is the 18th defeat of this season. 18th defeat of this season. Whether you think it's majority on the players, the recruitment, the manager, don't really care. 18 defeats is completely unacceptable, and everyone practically needs to be on the chopping block if that's the case. Everyone. No one is safe in that regard when you have 18 defeats in a season. But then on top of that, Dave, 18 defeats, and this manager, this guy has the audacity to question the fans and has the audacity to come out big bollocks, sort of saying, oh, what are you going to say to my face? I would say to you, 18 defeats, you loser. What are you doing, man? 18 defeats in a single season. We've had our whole season pretty much wiped away inside a week against Aston Villa, Liverpool, the Premier League already over. Everything has pretty much just set itself up for a very, very short end to this season. 18 defeats. Unbelievable. And he has the audacity to tell Spurs fans that we're the losers, that we're the ones, who bear responsibility, that we don't have the right winning mentality. This guy said, I always win things in my second season. He's definitely not going to be winning anything in his second season. And you also have to question, when he was with Celtic, he got knocked out by Shakhtar, got knocked out by Leipzig, got knocked out by okay teams, really. But this guy has not technically proved himself on a European level at all. And he got completely outclassed by that AZ Alkmaar manager, who I've never heard of and probably will never hear of ever again. I doubt he really is anything special of any kind. This was just completely unacceptable from everyone involved, and I'm just getting more and more fed up with Ange Postecoglou. And I have really tried to be patient with that guy and defend that guy. If you think, now I'm giving up and it's too late, or you feel like I should still hold on to faith with him, I don't really care. I really have been trying to be faithful to him, and I'm coming from a position that I don't necessarily believe in these tactics in the first place. Never really did, but I tried to wrap my head around it, and I tried to see it from his lens of things. I can no longer do that, and a lot of it also just has to do with the way that he's treated certain personnel in this team. Keeping Brendan Johnson on for 90 minutes, I think, is a sackable offense in itself. Moving Sonny back into the middle once again, when we already know from last season and this season, and maybe even seasons before that, that Sonny is not a striker, and it just doesn't work. Put Sonny through the middle. Doesn't, put through Dane Scarlett. Doesn't put through Dominic Solanke. It simply doesn't make sense. I don't know what I can even defend anymore with the guys. I'm just simply done. I'm simply done.
Look, the reality is we can sit here and say changing manager is going to work, right? We said that with Conte, Jose, Nuno, all gone on to be successful. We're still in the mire. The chances are you roll the dice on Ange, you sack him, we're still going to be in this situation 18 months down the line. But it's come to a point where it's indefendable. You're losing that many games. Once once we're out of this, and look, I have no hope we're turning that around in the second game, by the way. If we couldn't even create a chance here and hit the target till 87 minutes today, we have absolutely no hope at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We're going to see the exact same shit. Guys, be composed, popping around, get yourself comfortable in possession, don't do anything stupid to give it away, don't take any fucking risks, and then we're going to see the same shit where we create absolutely nothing. Second of all, at the end of the day, 18 defeats, he's got to go. It's at the point now, he's gone. He's gone. You know, I just have a feeling
a better chance with Ryan Mason getting us through in this.
As soon as we're out of the Europa Conference League, he'll be bounced out of this club, and Ryan Mason will be put in intern between now and the end of the season. But it stinks to me that everyone just wants it to come to an end. I even question how much Ange even wants to be here anymore, to be honest with you. You know, I think with that Man City game last year up against Arsenal, I think maybe he lost a lot of his energy for the project and stuff to a large degree because he couldn't understand that a lot of Spurs fans didn't want Arsenal winning the league, especially off some of the shit showing we had that season. And the reality is, if we had won other games before that, we wouldn't have had to put ourselves in that sort of position either in that game that day. And I think he's lost a lot of love for that. And you see that there on the sideline today, waiting 70 minutes to make substitutions. Like, I get it, right? Ange has always sort of been that manager. If anyone's done any digging into him, he's always been that guy where he doesn't get involved with the dressing room. He wants that belief to win to come from in themselves. But there comes a point where you have to be smart and you have to realize that's not working. It's now up to me to change my tack, change my approach. And he's not willing to do that in and around to try and get more out of these players. I can guarantee you, if he took off his jacket tonight, rolled up his sleeves, and started bollocking players, you would have seen some of them so shit scared because they've never seen it before. Roll their sleeves up and start doing what they've been asked to do or what they're being told to do. Yeah. But also, I keep hearing another manager will come in and get better out of this squad. I heard the same with the last squad we had. You know, I heard it under Jose, we brought in Nuno, it didn't happen. Brought in Conte, it didn't happen. The reality is, I don't even think this squad is anywhere near as good as many people make it out to be. That forward line is substandard. And I keep saying this. You buy in players from relegation fodder and teams that have been relegated to solve your problem. You're heading in that direction. We sold Harry Kane, took in 100 million, and we spread it out to the relegation clubs, make them get better. So now that they're closing the gap on us, and we bought their shit, and we're now going down. It's absolutely catastrophic. This club is again another mess, another shit show, and it's come to the point, Jack. I'm not even angry anymore. I just expect it to happen. I just expect it to happen. I'm sick of being absolutely embarrassed. Them players need to take a long, hard look at themselves tonight. Even if you're not fucking with Ange, where's your self-pride? Where's your self-motivation? Someone like Sonny. I haven't won a trophy at Tottenham. Well, nights like tonight is where you can stand up. And if I remember correctly, people said the exact same shit about Harry Kane. I don't want to hear you moan about not winning trophies at Tottenham because when the big games come around, you haven't stood up. What the fuck did our captain do tonight? Didn't stand up. Maddison, England call upon the horizon. Absolutely useless tonight. Look, he was probably one of our better midfielders, but that's not saying much. The rest were absolutely useless, you know. And these players, they don't care enough. I'm sorry. They come here, they get the paycheck, have a good time, have a good jolly up. We go out together, we'll enjoy ourselves. If we win, we win. If we don't, and there's no fight within the team. When things are going wrong, you don't see anyone snapping, snarling, even clapping their hands, trying to motivate and encourage everyone. Everyone just sits in their roles and allows it to happen and goes hiding. This season is done. Tonight, our season has ended. Even if we scrape by at home against Alkmaar, Frankfurt and Ajax will do us playing like this.
The reason I'm angry, Dave, the reason I'm getting more and more angry is this manager has called out fans, has had scraps and rows with fans, has said, I always win things in my second season, rudely back to the reporter and everything. This guy has made himself, in my opinion, look completely clueless. And as well, a guy that's talking about questioning fans' mentality, a guy that is questioning the regular, hard-going, blue-collar fan that pretty much gives away, majority of their money sometimes to Tottenham Hotspur to go in, week out in some cases, or give up time in their day, give up time in their weekends to try to support this club. He has questioned them and has rows with them multiple times. And he's sitting there in 60-degree weather with a ski jacket on, with his arms folded, his head buried in his shoulders, looking like he doesn't want to be there and looking like he couldn't motivate anything or anyone to do anything ever. And that's what's making me really question a lot about him right now. This guy had the audacity to question us. This guy had the audacity to call us out. People really have no impact. We don't have any impact. We're not the ones playing out there. We're not the ones picking the team. We're not the ones making the tactics. We're not the ones doing the training. We're not the ones in the medical department. We're just judging it from what we see from the outside. And he blamed us at one point, both last season after the Man City game, and has had multiple rows with us this season already. And this guy is now coming out in the final biggest game of the season and has his arms folded and his head's buried beneath his shoulders. It's completely ridiculous. He's the one who looks like he has the loser mentality out there, not us as the fans. That's what's making me more pissed, is to have this guy question us. And he looked like that for 90 minutes when he was watching his team getting ransacked by this AZ Alkmaar team, who are nothing special. Nothing special. And they could have beaten us 4-0. And he didn't even bother to raise his voice at any point during this game. He didn't even bother to take off the jacket. Didn't even bother to get angry at anything or anyone. It's completely pathetic, in my opinion, to question the fans if that's going to be your body language for those 90 minutes in the biggest game of the season. He looked like he didn't even want to be there, and it was the biggest game of the season.
But Jack, we've been here before. We've been here before, right? So many times over the last 5 years. Me, you, and everybody else out there tuning in, any other Spurs fan, we're so experienced in this. We know this is coming to an end. We've seen it before with Conte in the squad. We've seen it before with Joe's in the squad, Nuno on the squad, when it's all coming to an end. We've seen it. That's happened tonight. But I don't also want to give the players a free pass on this, though, Jack.
No, definitely not.
You know, because you look at James Maddison. Someone questioned him. Someone there had the guile to question him and go, well, hang on, should you really be at the darts when we're playing this poor? You're not even in the starting 11. We've got an injury crisis. Should you not be doing more? He was called a fucking Wally. Brennan Johnson, when he's gone and scored a goal tonight, because people get on his back because of exactly the shit he's done tonight, he goes up to you doing all of this. Shh, shh. It's an attitude from within the squad as well, Jack. Not just Ange Postecoglou. I'm not defending Ange Postecoglou here. I think you're absolutely spot on with what you've said. Like I said, he's lost me tonight. I'm done. I'm no longer defending him. He's absolutely lost me tonight. But we can't get carried away. Because we've done this before with Jose, with Conte, with Nuno, where we almost give the players a free pass to a certain extent. And all of our focus is on the manager. But let's not forget, some of them players also have a habit of popping back at the fans. Seems to be a culture within that club where there's no respect towards any of us.
I agree. I don't think anyone's safe. I really don't. It's just what's getting me more pissed off is just this guy who's had multiple rows with fans questioning our mentality and our sort of ability to, you know, get behind the team, et cetera, et cetera. And that was his body language for 90 fucking minutes, standing there like he was cold, like he didn't want to be there.
And then we wonder why the team don't want to be there.
Players. I just don't like it when anyone questions fans. We have to suffer through this shit every single year, every single season. We watch our season end shortly and end in misery and end in some sort of manner where all of our original hopes and expectations completely squashed. Completely. We don't even get a little bit of a taste of something usually. It's always ending out in a really, really poor manner. Even the Liverpool game, right? Semi-final, getting ourselves built up for it, get absolutely smacked in the semi-final. And it's just unacceptable. The Aston Villa game right after, get absolutely smacked. And then it leads up to this game. Premiership was already gone. You know, the Premier League chances were already gone. We lose to Ipswich. We lose to Crystal Palace. We lose to these teams that you just should not be losing to after a season already, you know, at the club, you know, and already having a vague idea of, you know, the Premier League and what your squad is capable of. This guy has questioned us, the fan base, and is doing that for 90 minutes, standing there like a cold little child, as if he's, you know, waiting for the bus to pick him up in the morning or something like that. It was pathetic from him, in my opinion. That's what's getting me pissed off, is to have us being questioned, people who have to suffer through this, who have no impact. We have no impact. The only thing we can do is what we're doing right now. Basically, just talk to each other, vent to each other, and just try to make sense of what is a pretty incomprehensible football club and a very, very frustrating one. That's really all we can do as fans, is sort of bounce off each other and vent to each other. And this guy had the audacity to question us and tell us that we're the problem. I can't I can't get behind that anymore. That's what's really getting me angry right now, because I can't listen to a guy say, who really hasn't won anything at a really high level of any kind, especially compared to the previous managers that we've had. This guy saying, oh, I always win things my second season. Oh, the fans are the ones that you need to get behind the team and get behind us. They shouldn't be questioning. That's what I'm getting really pissed off about right now, because everybody tonight, the players, to the manager, to everyone involved on that pitch tonight, they all looked like losers. We're
Yeah.
not the losers.
Yeah.
They looked like fucking
Yeah.
losers out there. And that's what's getting me angry and angry and angrier.
No,
That's all I can say. I'm done after that.
You're absolutely spot on, lad. You're absolutely spot on. Oh man, I'm just
Get to some of
absolutely
the
fed
people.
up with
Sorry,
it.
everybody. I wasn't
Yeah.
even looking at the chat. I
Sorry, me and you
apologize.
just went off there with anger. We'll
I'm
get
not
into the
even.
chat.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
guys. We apologize.
Not even looking at the chat. I'm sorry. But Jerome from earlier, I think, saying, I don't care, Jack. If it is 1-0 down, that was a completely pathetic performance. They're missing two of their top players. We did absolutely nothing. That's also what's more embarrassing, right? Is that AZ probably could have won this 2-0, 3-0 legitimately, because they were missing some of their best players. Van Bommel out, that guy Minons, who scored an amazing goal for them against Galatasaray, and some other important players they were missing for this game. That's another amazing thing. This was a weakened AZ team. We actually had more players available and a stronger outfit to pick from than they did. A completely unacceptable. Jerome, I'm actually just, hoping that Spurs somehow, I don't really expect them to, but the fact that it is only 1-0, we are technically still in it. But it feels similar to when Dave and I went to the AC Milan game, where we were only 1-0 down to them. But walking into that stadium, you kind of had a feeling that,
Everyone felt it. The atmosphere that day was dead going into the game, Jack.
And this is deja vu, Dave. Doesn't this feel kind of similar? It feels very similar to that. I think anybody going to that game next Thursday night is going to feel similar. Like, yes, you're only 1-0 down in the tie, but the last performance said everything about, where this team is headed, and it is nowhere.
No, look, what you're seeing, Jack, already is a lot of season ticket holders already putting their tickets up to be sold for the game. They don't want to go. It's the way of protesting. They're sick of it. We could barely fill out our home stadium. How many problems have we had trying to fill it out? How many away fans have we had sitting in that fucking south stand? We can't sell tickets. It's gone that boring. But the reality is, and to a large degree, so many people are fed up of just going after the manager all the time as well. Someone like me. It's like, we call Jose Mourinho the problem. Look what he's done in the football. In football, we've called Nuno the problem. Look what he's done since Tottenham Hotspur. We call Conte a problem. Look what he's done over back in Italy. And so many people are fed up of just blaming the manager all the time. The reality is, and I'm glad to see it, the protest, it was a really good protest for change for Tottenham there a few weeks ago, and fair play to them. It was the best turnout that we've seen yet. And I hope that there's more to come and more people get down. Because the reality is, we can keep changing manager, Jack, but it ain't going to change. It's not going to change. We've changed squad. It hasn't changed. We've changed manager. It hasn't changed. We've changed director of football. It hasn't changed. The only thing that hasn't changed in 20 odd years is Daniel Levy and the ownership. And they're half the reason why we're here. They don't want to stick by any manager. They don't give them any longer than 2 years. And when they are in the job, they want to give them below par players for what they need to do. The reality is, we can sit here and moan about, Postecoglou, saying that he wins trophies in his second year. But the reality is, he comes in here saying, I want to win trophies. Jose Mourinho came in here saying, I want to win trophies. Conte came in here saying the exact same fucking thing. But all we keep doing is letting our winners walk away from this club. People that have been there, that have done it. People that have the ambition and the attitude to do it. Now, this isn't the defence of Postecoglou. At the end of the day, there's too much under the rug. There's no coming back from this. The amount of games from last season, this season, the amount of fans that are turning on him now, week in, week out, there's no coming back from this. He will pay the price between now and the end of the season. But we can't keep going down this route of always making the manager the problem. We also have to hold them players accountable. We also have to hold that ownership accountable. At the end of the day, we're the lifeblood of this football club. We were here before any of them, and we'll be here a lot longer after any of them. But while they're here, we have to put up with their shit. And this is what I keep saying to people. Stop saying Brennan Johnson had a good game against Man City because he played two fullbacks or two pullbacks. We're Tottenham Hotspur. We want to go and win trophies. You should have that done in 10 minutes. Some of the stuff we accept from players on the football pitch is nowhere near good enough. We should be demanding a hell of a lot more. And if they clap back and cry, fuck them. You think none of us get told, some home truths in our daily life? But the great people and the real winners take it on board, and look to improve it and move forward. But these players don't want to do that. They want to sit there, bitch, moan, and make you the problem, you the fan the problem. Everyone at the club wants to make the fan the problem, yet we're the ones that support this club through thick and thin. We're the ones that hear every single game, that go out our way to be here. We're not being paid to be here like all them other people inside the club. We go out our way to be here. So it's about time we start demanding more, and people come in here and put respect on our fucking club. You look at Liverpool, you look at some of the other bigger clubs around. When people go to their club, they automatically respect it. They know the demands. They know what they have to do for the fans. When they come to this football club, they couldn't give a shit.
Yeah. Jerome, man, I understand. It was a pathetic performance. It's just, I will say, at least we are lucky to only be 1-0 down. But, I'll get to some of your other comments later. Michael from Poland earlier, 34 months, saying, this is what I've been trying to highlight. He has one way of playing, and that's it. Stinking performance, rubbish. I have no faith. I don't have any faith going on from here now, Michael. My worry, too, is just in this game, I just felt like we were just completely tactically outdone once again. We're just in possession. We look clueless. They really stifled us. We had no ability to be able to break them down. We could barely even get into their own box. Players as well were standing so far apart from each other that there's no real passes available. Anytime that Madison picked up his head, he's always doing this with his arms. He's asking for people to make movement. When Bentancur picks up his head, he's always looking somewhere to play a pass forwards. There's no one available. That's not even on Ange half the time. A lot of times that is on the players to take the initiative to try to make themselves available. But we really do look clueless in and out of possession. And that's a huge, huge concern for me. And that's been going on for a while now, basically since the Tamworth game.
But is that because tactics don't work, or is that because players don't want to do it? And if so, let's not pretend we haven't seen it. Let's not pretend we haven't, Conte and Jose Mourinho described as two tactical geniuses, by the way. And this is where I get really angry. Yeah, okay, you want to sit down, you want to pull Postecoglou out about his tactics, fine, be my guest. But we had two of the greatest tacticians in the game, in Jose Mourinho and Conte. We couldn't execute their tactics on the football pitch, and a lot of people called them clueless, etc., etc. So this is what I'm saying. Is it actually the tactics, or is it down to the willingness of the people to execute it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a huge, huge combination of the two. At the moment, though, I just have more faith in, ones of the previous time, because they actually did win things at a ridiculously high level. Whereas in this case, I do wonder if Ange just is getting outdone by the same sort of, by the same tactics from previous, same managers. It's just, it is a huge combination, because these players clearly have lost the buy-in. When they did have the buy-in, we did see that these tactics can work to some degree. Maybe Ange has gotten more and more figured out as time has gone on. But when we saw these players, when they believed in the tactics, when they did believe in what they were doing out on the pitch, we did see that it was effective, and we
always see that temporarily.
Yeah.
After a manager goes, the new manager comes in. We see it temporarily for a little while, and then it falls off a cliff again. No manager since Pochettino has been able to keep any squad at Tottenham focused and on point for longer than a season and a half, Jack. None.
DG, Dave saying disgusting performance. I'm also shocked that BJ wasn't taken off. I mean, again, this is probably, there's so many different things that are just getting me angry, with the manager, but this is also one of them. It's just the persistence with Brendan Johnson, and just also as well, just his hard on for taking off James Maddison. And I will say this again, I'm not even James Maddison close to even being his biggest fan at all, but I do feel like it makes no sense to take off some of your better players, the guys that are more likely to be able to get you that opportunity back into the game, than keeping on Brendan Johnson, who, as we all know, at least from Dave and I's opinion, doesn't create for others, doesn't even create anything for himself, and doesn't even work hard off the ball to help us win the ball back for the team. Everything for Brendan Johnson has to be created for him. So if we're not even creating anything in the game, if we're struggling to even create a quarter of a chance, why on earth are you keeping him on the pitch? Why on earth is he not really one of the first people that you would take off? I just don't get it, man. The persistence of Brendan Johnson, it's just driving me up a wall.
The thing is, right?
Yeah.
If finishing was the problem on the night and we were creating chances, right, I could understand Brendan Johnson staying on, given that he scored 14 goals this season, by arriving in, being a poacher and finishing. But when creativity is your problem, and we all know that's not Brendan Johnson's forte, Ange fucking knows it. That's why he instructs the ball to go down the left-hand side and Brendan Johnson to come in off the right flank. So Ange Postecoglou knows that. So if creativity is your problem, you keep Maddison and Son on the football pitch and you take off Johnson. If we were creating chances at a rate and we couldn't finish, I can understand if he kept them on. But I can't understand it tonight, Jack.
Yeah, no, completely agree, Dave. Chase Mullins saying, I was still hopeful about Ange, but after tonight, I'm done. It's just not working anymore. We're too
Yeah.
open in all the areas. Failed project again. This is where Chase, like, it's where also I feel like it hurts because, again, I wasn't necessarily the biggest believer initially, like in the tactics or in the sort of style. Just naturally, again, I am a more defensive inclined person. But Dave saw me. I really did try to understand it myself. I tried to believe in it. I tried to defend it for as long as I could, seeing that these tactics, and I even just said earlier, we have seen that it can work. It's just that at this point, I've seen us lose so many games now, and I have seen us kind of being done in kind of the same way that it's just hard to continue to believe. Like I am just losing that hope and that belief that his tactics will get us over the line. But again, I'm not going to blame it all on just the tactics and the philosophy or anything. These players have clearly given up on it. And when your players have given up on your tactics, when your players have given up on your philosophy and what you're trying to do, doesn't matter how good they are, it doesn't matter how ingenious they are, you will, see your players give up on you. You will see your players throw you under the bus. And I think they have started to do that, these guys. I think they are starting to show that they just don't really believe in much of these anymore. You saw Sonny and Madison. They were just sort of, pointing and sort of, in a way, kind of, yeah, what is it? They're just murmuring to each other. They're just sort of bickering, between each other about how nothing's working. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Those are your two captains. Those are your two leaders. If they're showing that sort of body language on the sideline, I think that's a bad sign. Even after we conceded the first goal, Chase, you saw guys shrugging their shoulders. You saw guys, like pointing at each other, yelling at each other, and not in a good way, like in the sign that they're almost deflecting blame, onto other people and trying not to, put the attention on themselves. It's just a bad vibe and a bad sort of and a bad situation. It just doesn't look good to me from the outside. And it hurts, man, because I've really tried to believe in it. And now I've reached my breaking point. Whether
Look,
people think I should have or not, I don't really care. I did try to believe in it. And you saw me try to believe in it. Plenty of you did. I did defend Ange on numerous occasions. I just don't know if I can do it anymore, man. And it hurts because so many managers now, like it's so painful to have to go through manager after manager after manager, try to understand their way of thinking, their philosophy, their tactics, try to get that buy-in, from yourself to, give them the benefit of the doubt. I did that with Ange. And now I'm kind of at my wit's end with it. But it hurts, man. I don't like to do that. Like, I really don't, because I'm not going to claim to be a genius about it. I'm not going to even claim to be any sort of tactical mastermind of any kind. But I didn't necessarily believe in it in the first place. I did, try to believe in it. I tried to, sort of understand it. And now at this stage, I'm kind of at my wit's end with it. But it hurts, man, because I really did want to. I really did want it to work out because everyone wanted attacking football. Everybody wanted on the front foot style. Everybody wanted to see the old Spurs back, the way that we identify as fans, the type of philosophy that we think embodies the football club. And I think Ange, in his first period here, he really did deliver on that. I think he did that to a pretty good degree. It's just at this point, it's looking like the players have just given up on it. And once that's the case, it's bad signs, man. It's bad signs, Jay. Sorry, that might have been all over the place. I'm not
Look,
making any sense anymore, I don't think.
look, the thing is, everyone, people have been anging for whatever reasons, because they don't believe sacking a manager is the right thing to do, because, they don't believe he's been, helped out in terms of recruitment, because you got some people out there who just Ange Postecoglou fans and that's it. Look, but the reality is, I think everyone's coming to a realization it doesn't really matter what group you're in. It's just not working. And when things aren't working, you've got to change. But the reality is, the biggest thing that needs to change is the football club. There needs to be a culture reset.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we've got into the top six and we sort of have that mentality. But one thing that really lacks around that football club and stinks out to me is they've forgotten that you need hard work to push on to the next level. You need hard work at this sort of level. And that should be a bare minimum at any football club. How many players have we paid that have come here over the last few years that we accuse of being lazy, not willing to run? And how many players, even some of our best players, all end up falling into that same category come the end of a manager's tenure? I'm sorry, we have lost our work ethic at this club. We no longer
No.
work hard, and until that's put right, until hard work is the bare minimum requirement at Tottenham Hotspur, we are never ever going to kick on as a football club. No manager is ever going to be able to come in here and really hammer home his tactics, because I could tell you now, the minute things get tough or the minute a player's not playing well, they're blowing up at the manager, they're making him the problem and not looking at themselves. But if hard work was the problem, there'd be a complete sort of culture change in that regard, and a manager can then stamp home what he's trying to do. It's either you're with me or you're out. But we don't do that. And no, the chairman doesn't help them out either, because he always backs the players instead of the manager. But the reality is, until we get work ethic in here as a bare minimum in that squad in Tottenham Hotspur, we are going nowhere. Success doesn't just happen because you buy the right players. You know, you watch that Liverpool documentary, you watch the Man City documentaries of being out, how much the manager's drilling them on the training pitch, how hard they're working to be at them levels, what they sacrifice in their spare time to be at their levels. They ain't out skiing, they ain't out at the darts, they ain't out at James Bond fucking premieres, they're not over at the NFL, and when you do see them at these things, it's when they're invited because they've won. But we're at them without even working. I'm sick of it. Hard work at this football club has been lost, and it has to be the bare minimum requirement of anyone coming into this football club in the future. Are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to bleed? And are you willing to run yourself to exhaustion?
Yeah. Swim Master with a comment saying, "Said before, Dave and Jack, I appreciate your insights and for giving us an outlet for our emotions. Like the old saying, better out than in. It helps us together voicing it, not bottling up." I appreciate that, Swim Master. And like, again, I'm not going to claim to be right or anything. I'm just voicing my own frustrations and my own opinions. And that's what it's for, really. These platforms, these sort of communities that we have, it's just about getting out, the frustrations and getting out also the joys. Dave and I, when we win, we're as shameless as anybody else. We love a good win. We love being able to celebrate when we can get over the line. And even if it's a scrappy 1-0, I take it. Even if we probably got a goal at the end of the game there, I probably would have been absolutely shameless, and us getting something from it. It's just, in times like this, I think you do just anything, you can really say anything. It's just about voicing your opinions really at this stage. So I appreciate that, Swim Master. And also, I don't know, the stream, I messed things up in the beginning. I, had everything set up and I just made a major error and then things just sort of cocked up. So perhaps I even went into this with a bit of the wrong mentality to begin with, to be fair. So I appreciate that, Swim Master. And then Jerome Dave saying, Jack, you can rant about manager, but you have seen these performances under any other manager. Those are a bunch of losers, no winning mentality, not excusing Ange either. 100% Drum. I mean, it's just, I think my point is about Ange is that he has called out the fan base for being losers. The Man City game, right? He made a big deal of that when I don't think he really needed to. I thought that was really, really silly of him. And then he's also, come out and he's, faced the fans, when a fan fan at one point didn't even call him really anything of any kind. He's probably been said far worse to previous managers. And Ange steps out the tunnel and is about to, have an absolute scrap with them and stuff like that. I just think it's so silly, man. I think for a guy that claims to be a winner, for a guy that claims to, have everything figured out, he seems to act more like a loser than some of the previous managers, in my opinion. And Antonio Conte, he never questioned the fan base. He questioned the players and he questioned the club. Ange Postecoglou has questioned the fan base, and I think that's completely out of line.
Yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I think Conte was right to call out the players for being losers and to call out the club for being a loser mentality. Ange, I don't think he's actually done that. I think he's doubled down by calling the fans losers, and I find that just to be completely wrong and out of place. Just my opinion, though. But I do understand what you're saying, that we've seen these performances before. We've seen players throw the manager under the bus before. We've seen players give up on them. And that's happening to Ange right now. And that happened to Conte. That happened to Jose. So he's absolutely right to feel that, you're right to express that. You're right to show that this is similar to Jose and Conte and the other managers that, the players threw under the bus for their losing mentality. It's just that I would probably not be nearly as pissed off right now if Ange, as we're about to exit out of a cup, really, and, has said
Another
to
one.
us, the fans, that we're the problem, that we're the ones that need to chill out, that we're the ones that need to, somehow get behind the team, even though we've had 18 losses this season. I'm just tired of it, man. I do not want a manager ever again to question the fan base, because we have to put up with this shit on a regular basis. He gets
For 5
paid
years.
big bucks, big money to try to figure things out and to try to get over the line. And somehow he's using the fans as an excuse for why he's not winning games. It just gets me really riled up, Jerome. That was kind of my point. Maybe I didn't make it clear enough. And I think it was also because Conte, in particular, did not call out the fans. He called out the club and called out the players. Whether you think he did in the right way or not, whether you think he had a bad attitude about it or not, I don't really care. But he never called out the fans, saying they were the losers. Ange has done that. And that's just completely sent me, to be honest, especially after seeing him standing with his hands in his pockets, with his shoulders shrunk, like he's a kid getting picked up for school at 7 a.m. on a Monday morning. Seriously, you cannot call out the fans and look like that on the sidelines, watching your team getting ransacked for 90 minutes like that. That's just where I'm coming from on it, Jerome. And again, I don't know if I made that point clear enough earlier, so I'm sorry about that.
No, look, I understand where you're coming from, and I think Jerome also understands where you're coming from.
I think he does too, yeah.
I think what Jerome's point is, and I think this is where I sort of do agree with Jerome, is like, yes, everyone's upset with the manager and questioning the manager, right? The reality is he's going to go as soon as this Europa League is done. Where do you go then? You can't go after Ange. Where do you go then? And I think Jerome's point is we can keep going after Ange Postecoglou, but the reality is he's just the 4th or 5th manager since Pochettino that has also failed at this football club. And if you're looking at trends, just bringing in the next guy off the taxi rank and looking at what we've done and how we've done it over the last 20 years ain't the solution, Jack. Yeah. No manager lasts at this club longer than 2 years. On average of the amount of managers we've employed in their tenureship. No manager lasts more than 2 years. That's a trend that can't keep continuing. And it's something that doesn't work when we don't have the success to back it up and sit here and say it works. So to Jerome's point, I do understand. We've got to start putting more pressure on people in around the club that can that can change our fortunes, that can have more ambitions in the transfer market, that wants to loosen the purse strings to see Tottenham be successful. So I do agree with Jerome on that part for sure. And it's something that I've tried to be an echo. Like, we can sit here and keep moaning, because the reality is, I can guarantee you, a lot of people that are sitting here moaning about, even myself, moaning about tactics, etc. We've done it for 4 or 5 managers now. When does it stop? When do we look at what the real problem is?
Yeah. It's just, Jerome, I think he's absolutely suffered from similar setbacks, also been set up to fail to some degree, kind of like Conte and Jose did. It's just, my
really
step, it's just,
please say that's not true. He just said in his post-match press interview, Ange blamed the pitch.
I really hope not, man.
Please, that's like the players after Vitesse Arnhem blaming the referee, blaming the crowd noise, blaming the pitch, and also blaming the weather that night. Seriously, we know what's coming if that's happening.
It's just, Jerome, my point is that I just don't want people like you and me being, put out for blame for any of this. I just find that just to be completely out of line. And also just a complete cop-out, if you ask me, because we're not the ones out there picking the team, picking the tactics, picking the players, doing the training, doing the recoveries, doing the hard work. It's all on the players, it's all on the club, and it's all on the manager. I get riled up when it's put on the fans, really. And that also comes from when fans blame each other for the problems as well. I feel the same way. I think it's completely ridiculous when fans even blame each other for the problems. I get really riled up by it, Jerome. But I think, Dave I think you explained yourself well enough. And I think Dave, is seeing your point there. And I'm just, like I said, I just get angry about that when fans get blamed for.
No, look, the reality is, though, everyone has every right to be angry at Postecoglou, Jack. He said all season long, when I get my players back, you see. Okay, we sat there and we watched tonight. We didn't see anything. So you're absolutely right to be angry at Postecoglou. I'm angry at even Jerome's angry at Postecoglou. Everyone watching is angry at Postecoglou. But I think what myself and Jerome are trying to convey or get across is, you're angry at him now because he's in the hot seat. Once he goes, where does your anger go to next? Yeah. And the whole point is, even if you want to talk about Ange and you pull out things about Ange, fine. But also be honest with it. Don't make Ange the problem for absolutely everything. Point out where the club has also gone wrong.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, and I think that's fair. Because if not, how do you ever get change, Jack? If you just keep going after the manager, keep blaming him for all the problems, and I'm not saying that's what you and everyone are doing, by the way, but if that keeps happening, and we never highlight where they went wrong to not help this manager be successful, because the reality is, we're not hiring in nobodies. We're hiring in people that have won trophies at whatever levels, and they're coming in here. So we're hiring successful people to a degree, but we make them look like some of the worst people to ever grace football. And that is something that needs to be highlighted, and something where we need to start digging in deeper and go, yes, he's a problem, but also where did they fucking go wrong to make this happen?
Yeah, no, I mean, Dave, yeah, I completely agree, man. Like, once Ange goes, like, my frustration will absolutely go someplace else. It's just, it feels like it's very in the immediate,
Oh
where's
yeah,
my
of course.
frustration? And it's like, it's
Sure, it's a
on him.
post
But
game,
once
I
he's gone,
suppose. Yeah.
do the problems go away? Absolutely not. That's a very,
Mhm.
you know, it's a good point to make, when you think about kind of the bigger picture of it all. Maybe I'm just very much in the small picture right now. Jerome, just very much at the immediate kind of moment where it's just like, where is my biggest anger right now in this time? Sadly, it's with Ange. Artist T saying, not going to say I told you so, but I will say I wanted people. I warned people about how small clubs are being able to break us down. Not the first time, and it's no surprise. And he says,
Yeah.
remember when we first played them, the only goal we had was a penalty. I mean, Dave, people like Artist T, others that might have been questioning, sort of the warning signs, of this team maybe starting to falter. Again, it just feels like, more evidence, I guess, to sort of to prove it right. But anybody that might have been worried about, I guess, the Crystal Palace game, the Ipswich game, maybe the AZ game from before. This is actually worse than those. I actually say we
But the
probably
thing
played
is,
better.
though,
I think we played better against Ipswich, and we were awful against them. I'm saying the first time against Ipswich, the home leg in which we lost, the Crystal Palace defeat. I actually think we were better against Crystal Palace than we even were in this game. This game might have been the worst of the season performance wise. And we actually had rest. We had new players back, back from injury, time, to sort of think about this game. We didn't have any other fixtures to really worry about or think about. That's what's maybe really shocking, Artist. It's just, you think about it, man, like this is this is a game where we actually had a lot of time to prepare for it, and we've probably played our worst game of the season tonight.
No, look, the thing is, in the pre-match build-up, I said we are capable of this. I've
I
always
also
said.
had another reply, Jack. I'm trying to find it, Artist, but it's just the chat goes really really fast. I'll try to find it, man, but I might have lost it. You're welcome to put in another comment. Sorry, Dave.
No, wait there. I think I'm lost myself. Give me 1 second.
I don't have your other comment, Artist T. I had one of them. It's just the chat moves very, very fast.
Okay,
man.
yeah. So RST said he's probably on about the super chat, Jack. Not going to say I told you so, but I will say I warned people about the small clubs being able to break.
He's
AZ
replying
down.
to his own super chat, sort of adding on to it, is what he's saying. So one of it was remember when we first played them, the only goal was a penalty. And then he says, I also wanted to add this, Jack. They did the same exact thing as last time and executed it even better this time. So he's just saying the small clubs have us figured out. The teams that maybe are of the small club category have done very, very well against this team.
Again, absolutely valid point. But let's not pretend we didn't see this under Conte, Jose, and Nuno. Let's pull up all the other games where some of these minnow teams around Europe have also found us out.
True.
It's not just a one specific manager problem. Again, it's inherent at Tottenham Hotspur. You had Zagreb disaster under Jose Mourinho. You had NS Moura underneath Antonio Conte. You had Vitesse Arnhem underneath Nuno. This is inherent at Tottenham Hotspur. And one thing I've always said going into the games, and I've always fully recognized, we are capable of losing any game of football. We are capable of having our pants pulled down tonight. But one thing I've always tried to say off the back of it, and I think it's important too, is if we are a serious football club and we are where we want to go to, this should not happen, and we should be beating these teams comfortably enough. Because the reality is, Jack, I don't ever want this shit to become the fucking normal. And that's what it seems like it's becoming. Every time we go into these games, everybody is, the impossible could happen tonight. We could end up slipping up, and it's becoming normalized. That's why I'm always trying to say on top of it, this shouldn't happen. We're paying 10 times the amount of money per wages than what these clubs are. We should be seeing 10 times the quality and 10 times the amount of fucking effort, 10 times the fitness levels, but we're not. And it's not right. Like, make no mistake about it. This is not right, and it's not acceptable.
No, but also, like, even fitness levels, right? Of people like Brennan Johnson, a season and a half, more than a season and a half, into his time here, still isn't capable of tracking back or working hard, for the team, or being able to put in a press in. There are guys that are deliberately sabotaging Ange, at this point. It does feel that way. It's just, it's artists, it's all over the place, man. But I agree, it's been a bad sign for a while now with maybe the smaller teams, with Ange in particular, that they've found maybe his number to some extent. But Dave is right. The Enes Miras, the Patrice de Ferreiras of the world, the Colchesters, Stevenage, various clubs, what is it? I wouldn't maybe say Dinamo Zagreb is necessarily a small club, but maybe to some type of level that the AZ Alkmaar team is, also were able to outdo us, right, in the second half. We've seen that under so many different managers, under so many different styles and philosophies. It's just loser mentality, from the players that have just let down manager after manager after manager. And I think that is a fair point that Dave makes there.
Just quickly, 2 comments. Daniel Harris says, bit late, Dave. It's been normal for 25 years. The thing is, under Pochettino, it wasn't normal, man. We
had
you had a couple, but largely we slapped these teams up under Harry Redknapp as well. It hasn't been normal for, some of my lifetime, but the last 5 years, it's been normal, and it's not right. And then we also got International Observer says, Dave, with all due respect, you are not being accurate in this argument. Yes, we lost to small teams with Jose Conte, but they never lost 18 games in one season and beat strong opposition that Ange hasn't. No, look, the reality, the thing is, I'm replying to, what RST has put in, and the reality is, I know you don't like Ange Postecoglou. We've had back and forth, all season long, but the reality is, I think you're going into a position where you're making everything Ange's fault. And this is what I keep saying. We can sit here and blame the manager, but the reality is, I can pull up these results under previous managers before this. It's not just one manager problem. Yes, Ange has lost more than them, but the reality is, losing to teams like this on the regular in Europe, in the FA Cup, in the League Cup, it's not acceptable. But it's not just an Ange Postecoglou problem. It's not. And if we really want change at this football club, we've got to stop pinning all of our emotions and all of our immediate feelings on the manager and start looking deeper into things. Start looking at other people. Start holding other people accountable alongside the manager if that's what you want to do. But mark my words, you want to keep blaming Ange for everything, we're going to be here again 16 months later. Funny enough, I said that when we were under Antonio Conte, when everyone was blaming him for everything. I said, mark my words, we'll be here again in 2 years' time. Deja vu, look where we are. I'm fucking here saying the same shit again.
And then as well, Jerome saying, Jack, when the fan base celebrated a loss to Man City just because Arsenal did not win the league, you have to question it as well. Let's be fair here. To be honest, Jerome, I'm going to disagree again, man, because we already were out of all the cup competitions, right? We already were out of all the cup competitions. We had watched our position in the Premier League slip from 4th or 3rd, even 1st at one point in the Premier League. We watched ourselves slip all the way down to 5th, eventually to recover it. There wasn't really anything left to play for in that season. The only thing we were hoping, there was nothing for Spurs fans. There really was nothing left, to actually look forward to or actually to hope for. We were getting into the Europa League. I guess that was a big plus, but we were knocked out of both competitions quite embarrassingly at the end of the day. We had nothing really left to hold on to except hopefully that Arsenal didn't win the league. And if you're a fan, and also maybe a bit of a petty fan who likes a bit of rivalry, likes a bit of housery between yourselves and your rivals, I don't blame fans for wanting maybe Arsenal to lose the league. And if that meant, we lose to Man City, I don't know. Some people might feel a little bit conflicted about that. It doesn't mean, though, that Ange Postecoglou needed to comment on that. The fact that he did comment on that, I think, was a completely ridiculous decision, and also just something he didn't necessarily need to do. And he commented on that off the back of what? Getting smacked by Chelsea, getting smacked by Liverpool, getting smacked by all those teams before that watched our position in the league slip very dramatically. So in a way, for him to then all of a sudden, after that performance against Man City, and he's all of again, big bollocks, acting like, the fans were the problem. He could have showed that same energy for when he got smacked up by Chelsea and got smacked up by Liverpool and got smacked up by all those teams before that. So to be honest, man, I don't blame the fans for, again, wanting Arsenal to lose the title, because that's all we had to hope for at that point in the season. The season was over. The season, we didn't really have a whole lot to cling on to by that point. So he didn't need to comment on it. Even if we are, in your opinion, a bit silly for that, or maybe that is a reflection of the fan base's mentality, maybe you can make a comment on it. You're a fan, I'm a fan. Perhaps we can talk about that. I don't think Ange Postecoglou has the right to chat about that, especially after he watched his own position in the league table slip and slip and slip and slip. And he was off the back of some very embarrassing defeats as well after that. So for him to comment on the fan base's mentality, I think it's completely out of place, really. And that's just how I feel. Dave, I mean, that's how I remember last season. We didn't have a whole lot to really look forward to by that point. It kind of was just watching to see if, Arsenal were going to bottle the title or not. And it's just, Ange, it's maybe the fans can maybe talk to each other about whether that was the right mentality to have going into the game. I just don't think it's Ange Postecoglou's place to talk about that.
The reality is, the reason why Postecoglou was perplexed is because we still had an outside chance of trying to make top four, if I remember correctly. And he couldn't work out why fans were willing to sacrifice top four so Arsenal couldn't win anything. Because the reality is, we've been so used to top four, but what has it actually brought us? Revenue? That's it. Sponsorships? That's it. Have we seen an increase, product on the pitch? No. Have we won trophies because of it? No. So I think, there needs to be an understanding that we're not just an Ange Postecoglou fan coming into the club with you. We've been at this club for a long time. We've had to suffer a rivalry where they've traditionally won stuff over us all my fucking lifetime, being better than us. And I'm sorry, if we can play a part in them not winning something, I am more than happy to play that part. Because the reality is, we don't win anything. So, that's all I've got. That's literally all I have. And to be fair, you could sit there and moan about Tottenham fans saying they wanted to lose that game. Look, to a degree, it put everybody in an awkward position. No one actually wants Tottenham to lose a game. But when we've got nothing left to play for, there's no trophies on the horizon, which I hope people coming into this club start realising this is what we fucking demand now. Then we've not left to play for. Then it is all about, if you can help your rivals be miserable alongside you, then go and be it. I'm telling you now, if we got top four last year and Arsenal went on and won that Premier League, every Spurs fan would have been fucking livid over the summer. They would not have accepted it. Lastly, let's not pretend that them players also had a run of games before that where they could have helped themselves be in a better position for the top four, where they could never have put us in that position in the first place. Let's not forget, we had a North London derby not long before that. I paid good money to fucking go to, and they crumbled within the first half, within the first 20 minutes. They got battered up against Newcastle, battered up against Chelsea, battered against Liverpool. There were so many batterings along that run. So to put us in that position was wrong in the first place. If they would have done their job and had the foresight, this is the thing. If people are clued in and have foresight, forward thinking, they could see that danger is on the horizon. Players, manager, you don't let that fucking happen. You don't put the lifeblood of this club in that situation. But no one did. So the reality is, I don't want to hear any of them moan about it, to be quite frank, because if they would have done their job before that, we would never have been in that situation in the first place. Look, Jerome, I completely get where you're coming from. Even on the last one, I see your point. But look, the first book my dad gave me, my dad used to sit there, watch Tottenham, go to games. And I said to him, how do I get that in my life? Son, you can't become a Spurs fan till you know who our rival is and everything about this rivalry. First thing he done was give me a book from the Tottenham shop on the Tottenham and Arsenal rivalry. That was my introduction to being a Spurs fan, who you hate. So fans like me, where, it's been all my life, you can't ask me to turn around and say, yeah, let's go and get top four and help Arsenal win the league, especially when we bottled the run before that. I'm sorry.
Jerome, I might have to agree to disagree on this one. And I'm even looking back at the fixtures. This is what I mean. Before that game against Man City, where all of a sudden Ange developed, a big conscience all of a sudden, we lost to Wolves 2-1. We had lost to Fulham 3-0. We had lost as well to West Ham, where we had dropped 4 points in that season to West Ham in a season. I don't remember the last time we dropped 4 points to West Ham in a season. We lost 4-0 to Newcastle before that. We lost 3-2 to Arsenal. We lost 2-0 to Chelsea. And then we got smacked up 4-2 by Liverpool all before that. So in a way, we saw that league position slip very dramatically because of the players and because of Ange Postecoglou. I think it's very daft to then all of a sudden start questioning the fans, even if they are wrong, the fans, to do that. I just don't think you can be in that position if you
To
had
be
lost
honest, though,
that many
Jack,
points. If you had lost that many points, you can't all of a sudden just sort of question them as if they're now the reason that you've lost top four, because he phrased it in that sort of way, like that we were the reason that we lost top four. No, you're
but I
the
also
reason.
think that's where he gave up, Jack, to be quite frank,
Yeah.
to a certain degree. But let's be brutally honest. Should Postecoglou have really been asked that question in the pre-match press conference?
No, yeah, you're
If
right.
the
It was
club,
the man.
if
It
the
was the
club actually
journalist.
had a handle on who was coming in there, they could just say, "Look, point blank, this is a question you are not asking today." Simple as. He should never have been allowed. That
Yeah.
question should never have been allowed to be put to him. If I want to be fair to Ange to a degree, that should never have been allowed to be put to him.
Yeah.
It's a stupid question.
That I agree with that. And Jerome, I do really see your point, man. It's just I think we might have to agree to disagree, just because I think we had lost so many games before that in an embarrassing manner that in a way fans were probably already at a loss at that stage, because it had gotten that bad at the end of the season there. That's just how I feel about it. And that's just only my recollection of it and my memory of it. It could have been very different. Maybe I have some sort of details and dates wrong on it. Dermatron saying embarrassing.
Yeah.
I think it was the worst performance of the season, to be honest,
Yep.
Dermatron. Perhaps even worse than the Tamworth performance, really. We nearly lost to Tamworth. That could have probably been more embarrassing than this one. But this was the worst performance in a long, long time. 0 shots on target until the Odebear crack from distance, which really was, a long shot, of ever having any chance of getting past the goalkeeper. This was by far one of the worst performances we've seen. And on the back of having about 10 days to prepare for it as well, with also players coming back from injury and also just a lot of these guys giving a nice break, beforehand. They were able to rest up before this game. Everything was just wrong about this performance. Everything was wrong.
No, I completely agree. It was the worst performance of the season. To be honest, look, Jack, it was a no-show, right? Let's be brutally honest. Waste of your time, waste of my time, waste of everybody else's time out there today. We didn't show
up. Everybody.
And
I don't know if
Jerome,
this. I don't know. Yeah. Sorry.
Jerome also says, Jack, you do not tell the manager to throw the game in his face. And look, to a degree, I sort of agree. Look, the question should never have been put to him in the first place. The club, like I said, the club should have had a handle on that, Jerome. I said to anybody, anyone that thinks they're going to be a smart ass thing and ask that question, we'll revoke your pass for the rest of the season. That's all they have to do. And hey, presto, that question doesn't get asked. And to be honest, if you are look, let's be brutally honest, right? If Postecoglou came out and said, yeah, no, I understand, I'm going to throw the game. First of all, the club would have been fined because that's called match fixing, right? Second of all, other Spurs fans would have said, you loser, you never come out and say that. So to a degree, it actually didn't matter what he come out and said. He was damned if he did and damned if he didn't. But the club should never have allowed him to be put in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
That's where I do agree with you, Jerome.
Yeah. And at this point, you can tell that things are bad if we're all of a sudden, kind of digging up, like old, sort of things like that, over last season. I think that's already the sign, to be honest, of the end, really, with this manager for me. If we're going to be kind of digging up this old stuff, at this stage, and having arguments over it, I might just have to agree to disagree with you, Jerome.
Oh, we're not arguing. Look, we're all passionate at the end of the day. None of us are arguing. We've all been around the block. We've been together 4 or 5 years now at this point. Me, you, Jerome, and everybody else out there, and anyone new that's joining. None of us are arguing. This is just passion and people getting their anger out. No one's arguing with each other. We're not sitting here calling, you're a prick, you're this, you're that. You know what I mean? It's just passion totally. At the end of the day. And to be honest, I think Daniel says it right in the chat. Wish the players had this sort of passion. The people inside the club had this sort of passion, because it's one thing saying they do, but it's another thing actually showing it on the football pitch.
No, 100%. Jerome, love you as always, sir. Send in a fan cam, please. Would love to upload it. Anybody else, we'd be happy to upload any fan cams. Feel free to send them in. I hope to see some come in, after tonight's performance. Still in it technically. It feels a bit similar to the AC Milan, from last time, where we're probably going into it feeling like the signs are on the wall here of the end, but you never know. And again, I'm not going to claim to be in any way right or, I told you so or blah, 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 because I'm just frustrated. I'm angry after that performance. I'm angry with everyone, not just Ange. I know a lot of my frustration has been vented towards Ange, but believe me, I'm very frustrated and angry with a lot of the players out there as well. It just feels like maybe for once, my anger has now gone more towards Ange than it ever has before, for whatever reason that might be. I've given probably over, these minutes now at this stage, not even making sense anymore. So, this is what it's all about, I guess. And appreciate you guys Thanks for all the support. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for, going through these performances with us. Thanks for, hearing us out, whether you agree with us or not. Thanks for hearing us out. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for all the support you guys show us. Again, I'm not going to claim to be right about this. And also maybe even the way this stream started from the first place, it probably wasn't set up for me, maybe being in the best of moods or anything like that. So I'm going to try to, dust myself down and recover myself as best I can. And hopefully be in, a bit of a better headspace, for the next game. But just want to say, appreciate you guys. And also thanks for dealing with some of the technical issues and stuff that we might have had earlier. Apologies about that. We'll try to figure things out. It is a very small operation at the end of the day. Dave and I are just two idiots trying to put together sometimes these streams. And, I think a lot of times they go really well once we're actually live, once we're on stream. But sometimes, there can be some things going on in the background. And so maybe I even went into this, Jerome and plenty of others, with already a bit of a frustrated kind of frustrated mindset. And I wanted Spurs probably just to smack up AZ, 3-0 or something like that, so I could forget about it. But clearly that didn't happen. And just fed into the frustration and fed into the anger. But just want to say, love you guys, all of you. Appreciate all the support you guys show us. Look out for, again, fan cams. Happy to upload those for you guys. And we're going to try to dust ourselves down for the next game against whoever it might be in the Premier League. I'm not even sure who it is.
And harder and harder to do.
Yeah.
The thing is, I just wish, some of the players that play for clubs nowadays would understand this. Like, it's our way of life. It's all we know. We've been doing this for decades. Sitting there and making sure your schedule is clear to watch games. It's all we know. So what hurts even more, even though we're in times like this with nothing left to play for, we're all going to still come back and watch the game. And I just wish, players at the club would realise that and go, do you know what? That's amazing. Look at the support we have. Even when there's nothing left to play for, they're still tuning in. They're still hoping that we can still even, win a couple of games. And I just wish they'd play up to that, Jack. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody out there for being with us today. It's been a very stressful one. It's been a very angry one. And ultimately, it's a day where I wish... Oh, no, I'm never going to say that, but it's a day where I wish, I was blindfolded or something like that, because what I saw today was absolutely atrocious. I feel like I've been slapped up. I feel offended, actually, by that performance, to be quite frank. I just need to go and sleep it off, and I'll come back with a clear head tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
But Andrew's lost me tonight. Sum it up. He's lost me tonight. I'm done.
I'm going to try to also put myself in a better mood and hopefully make more sense by tomorrow and on to the weekend. But once again, thank you guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here with us. Thanks for being patient with us. Thanks for, giving your own opinions on things as well as listening to ours. We do appreciate it. And now we will see you next time.
Quickly.
Yeah.
John Vidovic says, thanks for the performative bullshit. No, lad, this is what happens when people are hurt when they love something so much. And I hope you can find that in your life, because you'll be a lot happier.
And also, dude, I mean, if you are willing to suffer 18 defeats in a season and just be completely okay with it, I mean, genuinely, that's an impressive sort of power to be able to do that. If you have ever played sports in any degree of any kind, losing does not feel good, especially when you lose game in, game out in big games as well. And also being completely outplayed, outclassed, outfought, outthought. All those things, it doesn't feel good. So if it feels good to you, I mean, you must be a masochist or something like that. You must enjoy, the losing, because a lot of us don't. That's what I'd say. A lot of us don't enjoy losing like this, especially in this type of manner. That's what I'd say. But we'll get out of here. We'll see you guys next time, and appreciate you all. Come on, you Spurs.